phones.
I think they have staff, like people helping them also in the background. You know,
There's some people.
Some crew, you know.
I mean, a lot of my broadcasting friends don't, but no, they also do it like right here.
Right.
You know, they don't have to get a brew kettle and their friend and everything in the shot.
Everything else, yeah.
So anyways, here we go. Welcome to another broadcast, July 4th in America, woohoo! Woo! Where we celebrate rebellion.
Rebellion.
It's pretty much what it was. Rebellion.
Treason.
Treason, treachery. Hey, we're owning it. We're owning it, British friends who probably aren't watching because it's 11 o'clock at night there.
I know, right?
But we're owning it. We own it. I would say Canadian friends, but apparently in Canada they're tearing down statues of the Queen. So,
wow.
Oh yeah, man, the world is crazy. Poor England. I mean, you'd think they gave back Hong Kong.
Yeah.
What more can they do?
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, we've atoned. We gave back Hong Kong, and that was a brilliant move, let me tell you. All right, so we are the Northwest Brewmeisters. My name is Jamie.
Steve.
All right, and we are two guys who like beer.
I think you should too.
All right, excellent. So, riding for the Tim again. Today we're going to do another Newcastle clone because it was highly successful. Go ahead and pour the water, man. So, truth of the matter is, it is the 4th of July here in the United States. Well, actually, it's the 4th of July pretty much everywhere except maybe Japan. It's the 5th there, isn't it?
Probably, yeah.
It's the 5th of July in Japan. But the point being, lots of parties, lots of things going on, lots of people attempting to blow themselves up with illegal explosives. Nice. Anyways, it's going to be a good time, but it does mean that Steve's got stuff to do this evening. And since we're at my house, I don't need to worry about it. Here I am. And what could be a better way to celebrate the 4th than brewing beer?
Brewing beer.
I can't think of a better way. Beer is freedom.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I don't know exactly how I justify that comment, but I'm going to go with it. Thank you. All right. No justification needed. Beer is freedom. I'm going to go ahead and go with cold steep action. I'm going to move this to the ground. You keep pouring and I'm going to light. Do a little Jim Morrison here. Come on, baby, light my fire.
If we were going to cold steep but you answered the question ahead of time, so yay.
Well, let's just get things going.
Oh, no worries, man.
I got to tell you, I really like your burner better than mine. Not so much the burner. The burner is fine. This burner is fine. Your burner is fine. It's this stupid regulator.
Oh.
It's spin, spin, spin. Nothing. Flames of hell. Nothing. It's like, turn it down. Nothing. Oh, turn it. So either you get flames of hell or nothing.
I know, right? There's no happy medium there, is there?
Your regulator is so much nicer. It's like
it is brand new.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's
almost. It's
relatively speaking. Compared with this one, I mean, didn't we just find this one at your house when you bought it?
No, it was donated.
It was donated.
Yeah.
Oh, my brothers, Jeffrey Giggles.
Hey,
we haven't seen you in a long time, man.
Welcome.
How you doing? Happy 4th of July.
Welcome back. So we should probably. Well, you already told everybody what we're making.
Yeah, Newcastle clone today, Jeff. I mean, but now we're talking with someone.
I know, right?
Now we got something.
Do you want to read the ingredients like you usually do?
What's that?
Did you want to go over the ingredients?
Yeah, about that.
Oh, you don't have the sheet. That's right.
I didn't print it.
No worries.
Well, spoon. Well, I can tell you most of it. So, let's see. There's 55-degree crystal. There's torrefied wheat.
I believe there's a chocolate malt in here.
There's a chocolate malt in there. There's a black something or other.
Black malt.
Black malt. And those are it. Anyways, so the truth of the matter is, we use my laptop to stream. Even though most people seem to use devices, we use my laptop and a webcam. And that's right, Brew Day, man. Every other Sunday. So, anyways, the laptop works best if you roasted barley. Yes. So it's a Newcastle clone, which the original. So this is an extract, right? Because we're extract brewers. Because why not? And also because the gear to become full all grain brewers is kind of expensive.
This is a dry malt extract brew.
Yeah, there's
lots of it.
No liquid malt extract. 5.5 pounds. We're gonna go 6 pounds because we're rebels like that, and really, I don't know if it matters that much. The yeast just eats it, right?
Might just up the ABV a little bit. If
Yeah.
anything,
So probably our final gravity.
It'll be fine.
Anyway, so the original, if you do the all grain style, the recipe that we're using, yes, and it's with the exception of the stickiness. I hate the stickiness every time we do the liquid malt. I try so hard.
You get our
Don't touch
timer
it.
set up.
And then my hands get all sticky. I hate being sticky. You know, I don't like messy foods either. Ribs, greasy chicken wings,
Yeah, same here. I'm not a
things
big
like
fan.
that. I like foods that you can eat with a fork or that are clean, like burritos. Burritos are nice. Not wet burritos, but you can eat those with a fork. Like Taco Bell bean burritos, you know, just like,
Stays together.
yeah, it's just like this tube, and you just, it's like Go-Gurt, but
But better.
better. Yes, with cilantro in it. Which that doesn't sound good if you're thinking about Go-Gurt in a
No.
tortilla. In any case, Northern Brew kits are all DME. Oh, really? Yeah, I did not know this.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We'll have to check into that. Most of ours have liquid. Most of ours have LME and DME, depending, because we buy most of our stuff from our local brew supply, and we use their recipes because they make fine recipes and they taste good to us. We made that one experimental, and that was fun. This one we pulled off of the interweb, homebrewersassociation.org or something.
Yeah, that reminds me. I was going to bring you that book and forgot. Anyway,
That's okay. You know.
forgot water also earlier.
Yeah, we'd have been going about 40 minutes ago, but that's okay. I do those things too when we brew at Steve's house. It's like, hey, I'm here.
We forgot
And nothing that we need is here. I'll be back. We're really good at this, by the way.
It's all right.
So anyways, what I was reading is that the original Newcastle ale was actually a blend of a like moderate amber and then a stronger brown ale. And usually the brown ale was aged. So it's like a 1-year-old brown with like a fresh amber. And then they would blend them.
Kind of like interesting.
Now, of course, for us, the important thing is how does it taste? And this one passes the wife test, which is pretty good. So she says it actually tastes like Newcastle ale. I think it tastes like Newcastle ale, but
I enjoyed it.
yeah. Well, did it taste like Newcastle ale though? That's
I
the
thought
thing.
so. I mean, maybe not 100% 1-to-1, but
Well, yeah. I
close
mean,
enough that I would say it tastes like Newcastle. You know, so
Yeah. So yeah. So we're doing it again because yeah, happy wife, happy life, all that fun stuff, and I like Newcastle ale. So we've got a few beers going. We've got a Cascade.
we got the
Cascade Pale Ale.
pale ale, which you
which-
said was kind of.
Yeah. Well, but that was just.
Is that
I just-
carbonated or is it still
No,
in secondary?
Still in a secondary.
Okay.
I'll put it in the keg tonight. I promise.
Oh no, I was just curious where we're
Yeah,
at
but
on
it
that
needs
one.
to go. I
Yeah.
mean, we're at the Here's a 2-week point. Today is the day it should go in the keg, anyways.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put that in the keg today, and then over at your house we've got the Mac and Jack clone.
Mac and Jack clone, which I racked today, so it's
Okay, so it's in the secondary.
Yep.
So yeah, we're having fun with beers. We need to. I think we need to start doing 10 gallons at a time.
10 gallons.
Absolutely, dude. You can never have enough beer. Didn't we just have this discussion with our dad bods?
Yeah, I know.
Don't make fun of our dad bods, Jeff. The whole thing. We got to stop eating.
Well, we
food
kind of
and just
have.
drink beer.
We have beer at my house and beer at your house, which means there is multiple gallons of beer going on at the same time. You know?
Right, but I was just thinking we should brew 10 gallons and then we could split it up because I ran out of beer, Steve. I had to buy beer. Dude, that hurts my soul. It hurts my soul, okay? I'm just like, I hear the keg go and it splashes me, but because I'm not ready for it, and it's just this big thing of foam, and I have to wait 15 minutes for the foam to settle out until I get like half an ounce of beer, which is delicious, but it's like half an ounce, and I'm sad. I drink this beer with sadness. It's bad to drink beer sad. Sad. I'm not speaking articulately. That's how this affects me. That's how strongly it affects me. You know, I can't even express. Who is this? Silver Energizer. Hi,
He's back.
Chase. Our most loyal fan.
We are at 90 degrees.
You know what? I'm not even going to make fun of him because he is. The kid tunes in. He's
No.
great.
That's true. Yeah. Thanks, bud.
Yeah, thank you, Chase. You are fantastic.
So it looks like this side of the pot gets more heat than that side of the pot. But whatever. Can't have it all
down
can't
and
have
up
it perfect.
and down.
Yeah, I know. That's why I tried to switch it around to move the heat around.
Yeah.
We got a ways to go. We're only at 90 degrees. So.
Okay.
Our usual target temperature of 150 to 160. So we'll get there.
Sounds good. So, anyways, what was I talking about? Yeah, so I ran out of beer. I don't like running out of beer. Part of it was my fault. I probably could have kegged the Cascade Ale sooner and had it ready. You know, it doesn't have to sit in a second. I don't know.
There's no like exact time.
I mean, if you put in a glass carboy secondary, really the big deal, you're just letting it clear up, right?
It's just, it might reactivate a little bit, but not much to make really a big difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The yeast might reactivate a little bit. You know, once you get that motion in there from the siphoning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No.
But the whole purpose of that is to separate the wort from all that chub, whatever the hell you want to. Tomato,
the sludge,
so you don't continue to keep adding flavors you don't want, and then it clarifies it because whatever happens to transfer will obviously settle. So I've heard some people racking even 3 or 4 times in an effort to just really make that beer clear.
Yeah, I've read some in some of the forums, the guys I'll go ahead and not so much burn, but he's like I'll pour a half gallon of beer just through my racking, effectively pour, right?
Diminishes each rack.
Yeah, because every time you rack, there's some in the bottom that you don't get, which also hurts my soul, by the way. I once tried to save it, and I drank it. That hurt my mouth. That was not good.
Oh, by the way, I did taste test the Mac and Jack.
Nice.
Came out nice.
Does it taste like Mac and Jack?
As far as I can tell, yeah. I mean,
when's the last time you had a Mac and Jack?
It's been a long time. It tastes like a flat beer, but it didn't. What I was happy, the points I'm looking for, is it infected? And does it taste like a beer? You know what I mean? And
that's if you accomplish that, after that, you're good.
Right.
I mean, it depends, because you and I aren't picky. Jeez, man.
I know, we're kind of
as long as it's not infected, and bam. And even if it is infected, and the guy says, "Well, I meant it to be that way," we're like, "Oh, so it's supposed to taste like this." Well, good job.
So you're trying to make it sour. Good.
Yeah, I got it. No problems. Yeah, we would not be good beer critics. No. Would you like to judge the beer competition? Yes! We have a problem, gentlemen. What? Everybody can't be in first place.
But they're all so good.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, you're first. You're the first place of that
kind of beer.
You get first place.
You get first place. You get first place.
Everybody gets first place.
All you brewers reach under your seat. You get first place. Hope you catch what I'm making fun of.
Oprah?
It was Oprah.
Okay, good. Yeah, that was this one. Because it's the whole... Do you see the meme? No, you don't have Facebook. You are one of the 0.00003% of the population of the world that does not have Facebook. Proud of you.
I'm on there. I just don't use it.
I thought you couldn't figure.
Well, if someone looks me up, they'll find me on there.
Oh yeah, you're still my friend. I see you. You haven't posted in a long time.
No, what happens is when I try to log in, it wants me to type in like a little PIN number that I would receive in a text. The problem is I don't receive those texts anymore. And when I tried to write Facebook and explain what was going on, they treated it like I was just trying to hack someone's account. It's just like, you know what? I don't need you anyway. So.
No. Well, mainly I use Facebook for political arguing. Really, I have my musician site on it for my musician stuff. I do much more on Twitter.
Ah, okay.
I have a lot more musical contacts on Twitter.
I believe it.
Like seriously. So in Facebook, I have, let's see, my Facebook page my musicians page has 220 followers or likes, right? 220 people. Of that, 225 of them are either friends or family who liked me anyways.
Gotcha. Right.
Yes. The number of people who like me or friends or family is bigger than the number of likes. That's the joke. That's my point, right?
105 me that way.
Yeah. My point being is that the number of followers that I picked up just randomly, like people were like, wow, you're interesting, you as a musician, I don't know you personally, but I like your musical stuff and stuff, it's like maybe 4 or 5, seriously. Twitter, on the other hand, I have less followers. I think it's like 190 or something. I don't keep super class tabs, but I do look at it, and every single one of them is a stranger, quote unquote. They're composers I've met. They're people who have seen my tweets and thought what I said was interesting, or they visited my web pages where my music is posted and they thought it was good and started following me, or they watched my one movie scoring of the Westworld thing. Right. I have one guy, I was talking with him. He did a pretty good job on it too. His name is Eric Mortensen, but He's a composer. Chicago? Is he in Chicago? I'll have to look him back up. He's a Twitter follower, and I follow him back. But anyways, he followed me. He said this. He's like, yeah, the whole reason I followed you is because of that Westworld score that you wrote.
Sweet, yeah.
And so that was kind of cool.
He did a good job.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, this Eric Mortensen cat, he writes in. You would like his music because he writes very Baroque.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he writes it's current music, right? It's new,
right.
But his style is Baroque, which
tell
you like the Baroque,
yeah.
and it's more than influence. It's like it's designed to. It's written in the Baroque style. You know, he writes some other stuff too, but the stuff that he's really just like the stuff that I was really impressed with the most was that 4-part vocal harmony Baroque style. It's all in Latin, which is cheating because it's just so easy. I truly believe that in Rome they didn't talk. They just walked around singing to each other.
Singing in Latin? Yeah.
Yes, I mean, Latin is so easy to write in. And you can write whatever you want because nobody really knows what you're saying.
True.
There's a few scientists who's like, that's not a dinosaur. It's like, no, it's not. This is a Catholic prayer. Why are you... What is it?
I remember in high school, Latin was one of the languages you could take. I don't think it was more for speaking. It was just more for... It was, you know, the smarter kids were taking Latin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know? I don't think it was meant to be a second language. It was more just academic, I believe, on their part. It's the roots of languages. You know what I mean?
And I think 30 years ago, Latin had some sort of academic
value, maybe
brownie points, if nothing else.
Yeah.
But now, unless you're into like biology and doing the whole animal names thing,
right.
And even then, a lot of the new ones are just being named.
They're not even Latin based anymore.
Yeah, well, they're kind of Latin-y, but I mean, people are literally just naming things. You know, family, Bobbis.
Any comments?
Well, no, Chase. I'm assuming Jeffrey's still there. You know, it doesn't really tell you whether they're live.
No, I just didn't know if anything else had popped up since.
No, I've been glancing, making sure that we're not ignoring people.
Right.
But anyhow, I don't think Latin has quite the value that it had a while back. You know, I mean, and the thing is, a lot of our Latin, the Latin that is useful still, most of it's legal, and most of it is just a short little phrase, ad hoc.
Right.
You know, you don't need to be able to send, you know, that this is an ad hoc.
In medium res.
Yeah.
I see that one a lot. In the middle.
Oh, wow. I
might be screwing it up, but
I thought you were suddenly talking about resolution on a computer monitor.
No. It just
I really did.
Something. If I'm saying it right, something begins in medium res, or if you catch it in medium res, you're catching it kind of in the middle.
Oh, it makes sense. Medium, media. You know.
Actually, media res, not medium. It's in media res. Excuse me.
So the point being is that the Latin phrases that are in common usage, most of them exist in the legal community, and they're used just as a term. Right. Like et al. You know, nobody translates that in their head to mean and the others.
No.
Right? Which is what it means.
Right.
I mean, so in the psychological, or something. Right. When you see a list of authors with the whole et al, it means, and probably see, and others.
It's probably shorthand because it means the list is too long, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's like you have 97 authors on this. What, did everybody write one word?
I know, right? I'm going to turn this down so we can equalize a little bit. Because we're at 120, so we'll hit our target here pretty quick. Actually, we're close to 125 now.
Well, yeah, you know, once you get up towards it, it's kind of like pressure in a tire.
Right.
Yeah. You know, it's like it stays at 10
slow, and then
until
boom.
It puffs out, and then it just builds because the air's got nowhere to go, and so now the pressure goes up.
I'm trying to remember what that is. Like if you were to graph that, what that is mathematically, where it's real slow and gradual, and then all of a sudden it's poof. There's a name for that, though.
Parabolic.
Is it parabolic? I know what parabola is, but I'm just trying to think of the actual type of line that is. You know, if we were to get all mathematical on it.
I suddenly want to say the word asymptote.
Asymptote. That's not what it is. I know what an asymptote is.
I know. And you're right. That's not what it is either. Non-linear.
Asymptote is like a boundary, pretty much.
Yep. Exponential increase.
It is kind of exponential because it starts slow and then, you know, that is kind of exponential, yeah. If you were to graph it.
But
sorry, nerding out on you.
Yes. Hang in there. We'll get back to beer eventually. And now, back to beer.
Now, back to the beer.
Speaking of which, what are we drinking? We're drinking Deschutes.
Oh, yeah, there's the can. We should bring that out.
Here, let me go grab the can without knocking all the audio equipment over.
Here, it would be easier for me. I can get it.
It would be easier for you. Oh, there we go.
And it starts.
My poor goats.
They're going to lose their minds, aren't
they freak out. You know, it's one day a year. They have 364 days to recover.
So in our glasses today, we have this Fresh Haze IPA from Deschutes Brewery. Here's the can. How does that look?
Down.
Okay.
Down.
Oh,
stay there. Good.
Right there.
Good. Okay, that's enough.
So yeah, it's your typical hazy IPA. It's kind of light and crispy. So I chose it because it's summertime here, and I tend to drink beer with the season. During the warmer months, I like lighter, crisper beers. During the heavier months, colder months, I like heavier, stouts and porters and things like that. Especially if they're imperial.
Drink whatever Steve chooses for us. So I'm good.
You apparently trust my judgment. So.
I do. You've yet to fail me. The one failure was years and years ago, and that was kind of a mutual decision. We were both there looking at it. It's like, let's try it.
Okay, it was awful.
Chocolate chip cookie in a bottle. Oh.
It wasn't very good.
I'm scarred for life. I'm scarred with that experience. It was terrible.
But the Deschutes pack, I just picked up a 12-pack as a variety pack. So there'll be other flavors that'll pop up as we work our way through it. So,
excuse me.
Yeah, I'm a big IPA guy. Jimmy's you're more, what do you like? More brown ales, right? You're more of a...
I like brown ales. I like dark beers. Hoppy doesn't bother me. I don't like them too malty. So like that Rockfish 8 that we did, that was supposed to be kind of a clone of the Roquefort 8.
Tastes like black cherry. Ours came out like black cherry. It was weird.
But the point being is that one was... It was like a little too malty. It was too malty. It's too thick, and now anytime I see a beer that's like it's complex, I'm like,
That's just a word
do you have a single bottle option that I can buy before I commit to this one?
Actually, we do. Our beer works here.
Well, yeah. That's
how
why
we kind of we on a weekly basis we used to get together almost every weekend, and before we started really getting to brewing, and we'd always go to our brew supply guy, not brewing supply, but our beer supply guy, and he sold individual bottles. And so it was great to experiment with different flavors and styles.
He still does.
He still does. Yeah, he's still there.
He didn't die.
We just don't visit him as much anymore because we make our own now. So
yeah, but we should.
Yeah.
Because for one thing, he's a great guy, and number two, that's a great resource for the craft beer community here.
Yeah.
Because not everybody in town's brewing their own beer, but there's a lot of people. The whole beer subculture, it's alive and well here. And
137. You're right.
And so
Northwest is big for that kind of stuff,
And I'm sorry, the grocery stores just ain't gonna cut it. Well, the whole reason we're doing a Newcastle clone. Greg can get it, although I think he wasn't able to get it last time he went down.
Okay.
Because he only had 2 6-packs left, which we went and bought.
Right.
But that's where we've been getting our Newcastle beer, is from him. And then, once Wendy likes that stuff, so we'll just keep buying that from him. But yeah.
The base doesn't have it. Yeah. I thought they used to.
Dude, the base sucks.
Yeah, they used to be. I don't know, man, what's happened over the years with the base.
Well, I think that there are some...
they're not competitive anymore.
Well, I think that there are some internal things within the entire DECA system.
Right.
Is that DOD? Is that under the DOD?
Well, see, I'm not sure because...
It's not Navy.
Because Army Air Force has AFES.
Okay.
Army Air Force Exchange Services.
Uh-huh.
And then DECA might be Navy and Marine Corps. I'm not certain, though, man.
Well, is the exchange under DECA? I know the commissary is.
Commissary is, for sure, yeah. Maybe all the commissaries are under DECA, with all the branches, and then the exchanges are broken down by, like Army Air Force or APs, and we have NEX, because even the Marine Corps exchange is under the NEX, you know what I mean?
Right.
So
I think that...
If you couldn't tell, we're military veterans.
Yes. I just think there's some background stuff going on, and they've just decided that they don't want to push it as hard. They've done weird things, like they opened up commissary privileges to anyone who's a veteran. You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you didn't have to retire.
You can get that veterans card now.
Which, I mean, if you did it, yeah, go do that.
Yeah, take advantage of the.
Yeah, take advantage of it. If it's available to you, take advantage of it.
142, by the way.
You know, and some people get bent on that. It's like, well, you didn't retire. It's like, yeah, but he's still. As long as you get an honorable discharge.
Or do you have to have a disability rating?
No, I think it's veterans. We'll have to look it up later, or we could just sit here and guess.
I know we're so terrible.
Power of the internet sitting in my hand, and we just guess.
You have more power in your hand than Apollo missions had all combined.
I know, isn't that amazing?
I know, man.
And they flew to the moon, and I watched cat videos. That says something about me. Boy, does that say something about me.
Just had a personal epiphany, didn't you? Like, damn. It's all right, man.
I need a drone.
A drone?
I do. I want a drone. I want to make cool music videos where it flies around my head as I play my guitar in the field randomly and sing about trucks.
Hey, we can make that happen, actually.
Yeah,
I'll pilot the drone for you while you play, man.
I want a good drone. I don't want a...
No, I know. You need a real drone.
Like $2,000 or $3,000 drone.
And that's like a cheap, good drone. I mean, there's some drones that are probably 5 digits, man. You know what I mean?
I don't need a drone that good, you know.
Well, I guess I shouldn't say probably. There are. One of the show I was watching, they brought in, it was like an investigative type thing. They brought in this, they contracted this company that specialized in like drones and all that. And I think the pilot they brought in said, yeah, this thing's like $25,000. But it was huge, had all kinds of sensors and cameras on it, you know, so.
Could probably arm it.
No, I don't think it was weaponized, you know.
I didn't say it was.
No, I don't think you could. I didn't know weaponizable was right.
That's the word. That is perfect.
I don't think it was weaponizable in the conventional sense, but because it was like, you know, the four prop type, you know.
That's a pretty standard model.
Yeah.
That's the one that the people ride, you know, with the big ones where they actually manage to people flying around. Those are all 4-prop models. Noisy as all get out. They're always going to be noisy.
Right.
You know, the only way to avoid that noise is pretty much to figure out anti-gravity.
Does he levitate somehow?
Float, think light.
Yeah, we're right there on the cusp of steeping temperature, so I'm feeling it down. In fact, we're at 148.
How about that side?
147.
Patience. Wait for it to happen.
No, we're like
1 freaking degree.
Pretty much there. I know. No. I'll try to even out the heat a little. Yeah, I've had an interest in drones ever since I retired. I just never got around to like buying one. You know, I'm just like I don't want to drop the money for like a good one that as a amateur pilot I'm gonna break because I'm probably gonna crash it and I have to replace parts, you know. But I don't want some cheap little like.
Haven't you played simulators?
You know what I mean?
Played the simulators on your computer, right? You could pilot a drone, dude.
Well, I don't want to pilot. I could, but I don't want to pilot an expensive drone until I get better at it, you know.
Dude, go big or go home. That's what I'm saying, man. Do it.
All right, we're at temp. Go on and hit the button, yo.
You have the button.
That's what I said. I'm going to hit the button.
Oh, I'm going to. I heard go ahead and.
No, I am going to hit the button.
I am going to hit the button.
I have hit the button.
You hast thou hitten the button?
The button has been hit.
Hitteth the button.
No.
People try. I think sometimes people try and overthink Elizabethan English.
I know, right? I'm sure I have. All right, cool. Now we're at steeping temperature, so
we're just an hour.
A half an hour to hopefully we can maintain it between 150 and 160 degrees Fahrenheit there. So I don't know where that temperature became the standard, at least for Ben and Trevor's recipes, but
well, it's in this recipe too.
Yeah.
If I had it up, it's 150.
Yeah. I guess someone did the math obviously and figured out that at that temperature, your grains will probably release, optimally or something. I don't know.
Well, that's probably what it is. So, for example, coffee. You know what the optimal temperature to steep coffee is? 192 degrees.
Really?
Yep. And so, like that super fancy espresso machine I bought my wife.
Right.
Yep. That's what it does. It hits it to 192, and you can program the temperature. So you can hit it and like just use your thermometer there, right? Stick it in the stream,
right,
without any coffee in it, right? And just run it.
Oh, you kind of calibrate it.
It's like, oh, it's only 191. Oh my, we better increase.
We need that 1 degree.
And then you press certain buttons and like hold your tongue at a right angle, and then it increases it or decreases it.
Depends what side your tongue's on, right?
Yes, exactly. There's an owner's manual, which I don't know where it is.
It probably reads like stereo instructions.
It probably does. It probably reads like a Chinese person translated it from French while taking Italian.
I see your point.
Yes.
Yeah, that Inkbird, the instructions are definitely a translation, which they're not very good.
Yeah, it's something that's like.
No offense to the translator out there, but yeah.
He's gonna figure, well, I mean, sure. You guy's Chinese. He's reading French and he's got to turn it into English. You're gonna get mistakes.
Oh yeah, yeah. But it was translated well enough that I could fill in the blanks,
Yeah.
So it's okay though.
Pretty plug and play. Which that has to be, by the way, that is our next step in our brew, in our, what do we call this, a journey? Pilgrimage? Epic quest?
Epic quest?
Let's call it an epic quest.
Yeah,
Like totally epic quest. But that's the next step, is we need to get temperature-controlled fermenter cabinet things, also known as another chest freezer.
And a heating pad.
And a heating pad.
But not just any heating pad. Not your Walgreens heating pad.
Special heating pad.
A special heating pad. Specifically for brewing.
Yep. Although what you could do is just use, so I've already got that dehydrator in there. I've heard people use dehydrators.
Yeah? Okay.
Yep. Because it only hits 175 degrees, right? So dehydrator is not going to be like a space heater. It's going to be super aggressive heat. And in a small space, you're going to have like this hot spot on your keg or your fermenter, right? Because it's going to be blown, unless you build all sorts of crazy baffles. And it's just like,
right.
If you spend that much money, why don't you just buy a professionally made fermenting cabinet? But
or to get one of those, I can't remember the names of them, but I've seen them for like, let's say $1,000. It's like an all-in-one brewing just bundle that makes 5-gallon batches like we do, but you just pretty much just put your grains in and your water and hit go. It does it all for you. It kind of takes the fun out of it, though.
That does take the fun out of it. I mean, at that point, it's like, why don't you just buy it from someone else? $1,000, I could do this. $12, I could do this.
Well, yeah, of course. $12 will buy you a 6-pack these days. It's this kind of beer we drink. And I've seen some of these 6-packs that are just $14-15 for a 6-pack.
Yeah, I know.
Some of these microbrews. It's just like, woo, it's better be good.
Drop down to Greg's.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a bottle in there. It's $28. 22 ounces. It was a big bottle, right? So 22 ounces or whatever.
Sure.
1 point something liters, right? It was a big bottle, but still, $26. I was like, I don't know, man. I like beer, but
must have been some really fancy stuff.
This be amazing. This better like whiten my teeth and make me happier and make my whole family lose weight and be smarter. And
there's some beer, I can't remember what it costs, but
there's a beer that does all that.
Ridiculous. No.
Okay.
Some kind of monk style brewed beer that they only make.
Trappist monk?
I don't know if it's Trappist or not, but they make it like once a year. And like you have to reserve your 12-pack like years in advance type shit. Excuse me. So.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
We're PG now, so.
But
I dropped an S-bomb.
That's okay.
We're still at PG though. We're still at PG.
Dude, by the time we hit the end, we'll be R. We always are. Okay, I'm gonna go get us the next round.
We need beers, yeah.
Yep. So entertain Jeff if he's still there. Look at the thing.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was moving over to see any comments. So nothing new. That's all right though. Yeah, we just had a heat wave up here in the Pacific Northwest last week. It was miserable. I know it might sound funny if you're from an area that's really hot. Like I'm originally from Texas, and I grew up in the heat in triple digits. But being acclimated to this area and seeing triple digits again, I didn't know what to do with myself. But thankfully, it's over. And today, I'm not sure what the temperature is. It doesn't really work on my phone for some reason. But it's probably not more than 80 degrees out here today, so we can't complain up here. Good firework weather.
Yeah. Nice and dry.
Yeah.
Out in the middle of the country with all sorts of dry
Alright, this
fields
is-
all around us.
Fresh Squeeze IPA.
Ugh.
Why are you fresh squeezed? Wow,
You
this
gonna
is
bet?
canned conditioned. It says
Can conditioned for quality.
live yeast added to the can allows this beer to age gracefully and stay fresher longer. Oh, cool. Fresh just within 4 months.
Well, how else would they carbonate inside the can? Would they pour carbonated beer in the can and then seam it?
Yes. Because when I bought those beers from that local brewery by kind of south of here,
Uh-huh.
it was a 6-pack of 16-ounce cans,
Okay.
and so they had to get the beer in there. They just, and then they capped it.
Oh, right there?
Yeah, they did fill for you on the spot. Yeah.
Okay.
The cans don't have, the cans are open at the top. They don't have lids, and they just cap them and they crimp them or whatever, and then it's like a regular, beer can.
Well, Ben and Trevor have that can seamer you can buy if we wanted to do cans.
I think what they did here was they treated it kind of like a bottle, where you bottle condition, even though it's a can. So it's just cool.
Can condition. Okay, so
Yeah, it's just kind of like, whoa, we haven't seen this before.
Yeah, that is interesting. 6.4 IBU 60, so not bad.
No.
Impossibly juicy. Well, if it's impossibly juicy, then it's not.
The how's it juicy? Yeah.
It can't be that juicy.
Undeniably refreshing. Freshly
I
squeezed.
can deny anything.
No fruit was harmed in the making of this beer.
Okay, so let's move back to freshly squeezed then. Look, there's a truth in life, man. You're gonna damage some things to get other things. We had the whole thing about solar power and versus lithium versus gasoline cars. I don't know, was that you I said, or was that my boss?
Oh, I don't recall that conversation. That might have been somebody else.
Well, it's still a good conversation, actually. Spinning away from utter ridiculousness like what we're just doing to something more interesting. Is that the whole concept? I mean, a lot of people think that, we can do it perfect. We can do it without damaging anything. It's like, no, you can't. There's nothing on this planet. There's no such thing as like this utopian existence where everything is happy. For the cows to be happy, the grass has to be sad.
Right.
For the wolves to be happy, the cows have to be sad. We're not even talking humans yet. We're just talking animals. For humans to be happy, apparently everybody has to be sad. A little bit dramatic. But seriously, so you got the whole solar panels. It's like, what kind of damage does the manufacturing of solar panels cause, right?
Right. What kind of? Like with batteries, like those auto batteries. When things like Priuses were a new thing on the block. It was like more damaging to produce the batteries than what the Prius was actually doing for the environment.
Right, and I'm always. This has chunkies in it.
Oh.
Either that or I didn't wash this glass very well, and somehow this has chunkies in it.
Oh, that's normal.
Those are chunkies. I mean, we're not talking micro rolls. Those are chunkies.
You have a floater, don't you?
They are not floaters. They're sinkers. They're floating to the bottom. They're chunkies. You call them floaters. I call them chunkies. How are we doing?
Oh, we're fine. We're tad hot, but that's right. That's why I brought it down a little bit. I don't think a few minutes with a degree or two over target is going to hurt it.
So, anyways, do we say? What's that? Fresh Squeeze IPA?
No, but you're talking kind of a yin and yang style. There's for something, for everything that's good for somebody, it's going to be bad for something else.
Right, and there's
an animal
always
or a technology or whatever.
There's always a give and take. I mean, All right, Chase is still there. Hi, Chase. But there's always, you look at it. So it's like, electric cars, they're not as damaging to the atmosphere with the carbon thing, but lithium mines are no joke.
Right.
From what I understand. Now, you always have to be careful because lately what we get is extremist, unbalanced sound bites of everything, left or right. Doesn't matter. Right? So the eco-terrorists, they only show us the worst of the worst, except for the things that support their cause, and then they show us the best of the best. But it's the same. It's the same on the other side. Yeah, I tried to set this thing up so it wouldn't be.
That's okay.
Anyways, but on the other side, it's the same deal. Conservatives or right-leaning people, when they say, So they show you the worst of the worst when it comes to the negative aspects of whatever it is, and they only show you the best of the best when it comes to the things that support your argument. And it's like, so it's hard. It takes a lot of digging, and to be honest, it's like I got music to write, I got beer to brew, I got kids to raise, I got a job to go to.
Right.
It's like I don't have time to devote hours and hours to a political argument on Facebook. You know, I'll devote 5 or 10 minutes in my off time when I'm just vegging, and it's like, sure, we'll have an argument here, because I like arguing on Facebook, but...
Killing the heat for now.
Okay, we have an aim in play.
Yeah, I know. We're down to about 16 minutes, so it's just we're running hot, so I'm gonna let it kind of equalize a little bit.
All right, what are we up to?
162 and a half. It's kind of
equalizing. Let it roll. Oops. It's not like in the winter where it'll cool down. And
I know, right?
Like, turn the heat back on. I just turned it off. Turn it back on.
We need the heat back.
So what are we talking about? We're just talking
equilibrium.
About everything. Yeah, equilibrium and the balance thing, and you're just gonna, you know, it's like, I suppose if you just let lots of humans die, then that would be okay. Like, as far as like hitting that equilibrium and say, there, humans haven't damaged the environment, but even then they still damage the environment. Because I'm saying, like, animals do the same thing. It's just animals die.
Right.
You know? And so it's like, you do the best you can, but there is no magic bullet. You just got to figure out that balance between damaging, you know, tearing up a beach to get the silicone for the panels, versus not damaging, you know.
Right.
If we just let people die, I guess that'd be all right. It's like no electricity. It's like, well, what about my grandmother? You better go kiss her goodbye. Now. She needs dialysis twice a week. Well, she's not getting that anymore.
This went dark all of a sudden.
Yeah, I did. I didn't mean to go that dark. Anyways, that's just the point, though. I mean, because really, that's, you know, without going dark, though, that's the truth, though. There are many, many people, most of them older, who require technological support to stay alive.
Right.
You know? I mean, there are people that require pharmaceutical support to stay alive, which is, most pharmaceuticals are derived from some sort of technological process. You know? It's not like they just boil drugs out of petroleum.
Sure. Yeah.
It's like, if you boil it long enough and stir with a hickory spoon in an aluminum pot, which, by the way, we made the aluminum pot without any modern processes, and you do this for 14 minutes, voila! Aspirin.
Aspirin.
Doesn't work quite like that.
It'd be interesting if it did, though. Must be a hickory spoon, though.
Hickory spoon in an aluminum pot.
Aluminum pot.
Made without modern processes. Anyway, but you understand my point. Is it there are many, many, many humans who depend upon
some form of
technology, electricity, fossil fuels, all this stuff. They depend on it to stay alive. And there are many, many, many more other humans who don't depend on it directly, but if you remove the system within which they exist,
right, all of a sudden,
I'm talking mainly about urban people at this point, right, because most rural people don't have that system. They're rural people. But there's still parts of the system that would really screw them up. You know, like most of your country folks, they're pretty dependent on gasoline or diesel.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
Or propane.
Yeah, well, I'm just talking getting to town and back.
Oh, yeah. Just
you know?
Driving to town to buy groceries.
It's like, wait. Now I have to use the wagon and the horses, which I don't own because...
What is this, 1830 again?
I'm not that kind of farmer. I'm a farmer. I don't have animals. I have tractors.
Right.
You know, if you think about it, a lot of farmers, like modern farmers, the whole concept of owning animals, it's like, why? You know, maybe the kids have pets.
Right.
You know, but if they don't, there's no reason.
Unless you're like a dairy farmer or something that actually
which is more of a rancher type deal. You know, ranching.
Why do you need animals?
Yeah, if I was a wheat farmer or any of that, I wouldn't own animals.
Unless you're going to raise onesie-twosies for, like, you know, a pig for making bacon and pork, a chicken.
Right, which most of your, you know, the thing is most of your farm type people people who like that agricultural thing, they probably do that.
Right.
You know, but the point being,
not at a mass
nobody has
level.
a team of horses to pull their
Right.
buckboard wagon into town to get supplies for the month.
Maybe the Amish do, but that's about it. You know?
Well, yeah, the Amish would be fine. I mean, the Amish are a great example of people that if you pulled the plug, they'd be like, "Und?
Yeah.
Und was? Yeah, we are fine. You want to come over? We go to bed very early because we got to get up."
Yeah, that is true. The Amish should be like,
the Amish should float.
electricity went out? Okay, whatever.
They don't use it anyways. I've heard they got weird rules though. It's like they're not allowed to own power tools, but they can use power tools if it's somebody else's.
I've read some things too where there's certain latitudes that have been relaxed. You know, I guess you could say, or relaxed onto some latitudes where they can do certain things. Like I've heard of a payphone being in the town center for like emergencies. You know.
Well,
hell, in like 1996, I want to say, I used to subscribe to Wired magazine back in the day. And
what is Wired?
Huh?
What is Wired about?
Just internet life, you know, in the early days, you know.
So back when the internet was just kicking off.
Just kind of kicking off.
Wow, this is amazing.
When the web was the new thing, you know. And that was just, you know, internet culture magazine kind of thing. One of the articles in there was about Amish society and how some of the like elders were starting to get a little annoyed with their people because cell phones, like back in like the Nokia 900 days, you know, the kind of cell phones you would see in X-Files, you know, those weird before we had touch phones and all that, you know. Anyway, some cell phones have been accepted in some of the societies, some of the Amish societies, and some of the elders are like, "Hey, you're spending too much time on the phone," like literally, like you hear today to get to your teenagers, you know what I mean? And people weren't getting work done because they kept playing on the phones, you know.
Well, you know, and so in our society, getting your work done.
There is something out there. You have a goat back there?
Probably a rat.
I keep hearing shuffling, you know what I mean?
Well, it might be a bird that's underneath the bushes. There's also maybe a couple rats that live right over there. And I really should kill them. I have this general rule, if you're outside, I got no problem with you.
Stay outside the house, yeah.
As long as you're outside the house, I don't care, you know. But they tend to come inside.
Right.
So, and these two live right up against the house. There's two of them. And so, yeah, I should probably either exterminate them or find a way to convince them to live elsewhere. Well, you got to think in the Amish thing. So we live in in a land of such excess that, you know, getting our work done, all of it's just money.
Right.
And a lot of it's imaginary money. It's shareholder money. It's, you know, it's video game money. It's not real. And people who are like,
10 minutes.
10 minutes? How are we doing for temperature?
Perfect.
Okay. And people who are like, you know, I mean, we need money, obviously, to pay the bills and stuff. But the truth is, if we default on all our bills, most Americans, you're not going to die. You know, something's gonna catch you.
Right.
You have to work at starving to death in the United States to starve to death. I really believe this. I mean, but if you're in the Amish, where you have this, you grow the food in the summer that you eat in the winter.
Right. You stockpile and, you know.
And if Olaf doesn't do his part,
right,
you literally
you're affecting the whole community now. Yeah.
In the like literally, you starve in the winter. I mean, so in that context, the whole concept of you're not getting your work done, that's very important. Well, it's like this pile of wood that I got going on here. Fortunately, I think I got enough wood for the winter. Now, obviously, I live in modern society. I have a propane furnace. I can turn it on. Right? But if me and the boys don't pile the wood up and stack it up and split it and do all this fun stuff, then because I'm iron-headed and I'm willing to teach a lesson, it gets really, really cold in this house. Like 50.
Yeah.
Which I'm telling you, I don't know if you've ever woken up in your bedroom and it's 50 degrees. You get dressed fast.
Yeah, because I have a wife that sleeps with the window open.
Oh, so you're
round.
Okay, so you...
Year-round. It could be 19 degrees outside and that window is open. May not be wide open, but it is open.
Okay, you know. Different folks do.
Yeah, I'm under like 3 blankets. She's like, it's so hot in here. I'm like, are you kidding me? You know?
It's just because it's like
It's fine. It's fine.
It's all in her head.
She likes the cold air on her. You know, it's just how she sleeps better with cold air.
I do well with that.
So I just bundle up where needed and carry on smartly.
Yeah. So getting out of bed in the morning is a rapid experience.
Yeah, it's just like 2-0.
Quickly! Get dressed, get dressed, get dressed! Put your clothes on! So we have the furnace set at 55 degrees at night and 60 during the day. So if the house drops, the furnace will keep it above that.
Right.
But if you want anything more than that, you know, and so for us, because we live in that and we have for so long, it's like that's just really par for the course. It doesn't even phase us,
right.
You know. But when my folks come out,
they're cold, huh? Yeah.
Why is it so cold in your house, John?
It's not cold. Which
is funny because they're in Montana, which is much colder than here, but they keep their house warmer.
Yeah. That's how my grandparents were. I couldn't stand summers because they would turn the air conditioner off. We're talking.
Oh, geez, in El Paso,
El Paso, Texas, in the summer, where I grew up. Yeah, they would turn. I lived with my grandparents for the last few years before I went in the military and ventured on. They would turn the AC off at night. I died every night in that house because my bedroom had one window. There was no cross breeze or anything.
Oh man!
And so yeah, I had a little clippy fan I would put on me, try to stay cool. But yeah, I was miserable during the summers.
Oh yeah, I couldn't. I've decided I might be a snowbird, but I think this is about as far south as we get, and then we snowbird up to Alaska.
Right?
Maybe past Alaska, just straight to the North Pole. What in the world is? Oh, where'd you find the little beer emojis, Chase?
Probably on his phone. Yeah, it's probably part of it. Probably, it's all built in. You know that all those emojis are Unicode, which is the standard of text now. It's universal. You know what I mean?
Well, what was before Unicode?
ASCII.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
ASCII is gone?
Oh no, ASCII exists, but not as. ASCII is now like in Unicode.
No, so it's just become part of it.
All the ASCII characters, have been absorbed in the Unicode characters.
And then there's extras that Unicode adds in.
Yeah, Unicode, what it does is it enables. I don't want to get like too deep in like the bit levels and all that because it's just our crowd would be like, really?
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
Oh no. Because ASCII is just 7 bits. And then there's one extra bit. The 8th bit is I forget what they call it. There's a parity bit or something like that, or correction, original ASCII. Well, Unicode enables 16 bits of character. So what that does is that allows Chinese symbols and
type it again. Keep going.
Chinese symbols and things to be typed on the keyboard and all that.
Yeah, no. I understand the concept of the codes and that.
Well, there's I forget how many like total characters you can have in Unicode, but it's
more than ASCII.
Oh, way more. We're talking. We'll never run out of characters.
Yeah, that's what they said about IP addresses.
Well, yeah, and they fixed that with IP6. We'll never run out of IP addresses now.
That's what they say. They told me I'd never run out of memory with
in
my
our
first
lifetime.
computer too.
No, but because there's so much room, every character in every language has been built into into Unicode. Now there's so much room that they're making emoji characters official Unicode. That's why you can use them on your phones and everybody will get the same one. Not because back, originally there were some
type colon parentheses, it turns into a smiley face, and it turns into a smiley face.
Well, no, not even colon parentheses anymore. That was what they used to call emoticons. That's old. Unicode emojis are its own encoding now. You don't have to. Now, what you're thinking is that if you type the colon and the parentheses, it's more of a shorthand. It's more of a shorthand that creates the emoji now.
Well, I get what you mean, though. What you're saying is the little laughy smiley face.
It's hard-coded now,
Right. It's like on every device, every platform, it's the same.
The poop head guy, that's all an official Unicode, character. So its encoding is universal across all platforms. Before that, some platforms had certain symbols, some did not. What's up?
What is wrong with you, kid?
What do you say?
Take out, social dist, hydrate, stay home.
This isn't last year.
What are you typing? What are you trying to do?
He's probably tapping the first word that comes up.
But they all have the double colons.
Oh, I don't know what he's doing.
Psycho child. Don't you have a dirt bike to ride?
So anyway, in a nutshell, that's the difference between old ASCII characters and then Unicode. It's the amount of bits that make up the
Buffering.
buffering. It's the amount of bits that make up the code, make up the character. You know,
I understand.
Yeah. Certain language, that symbol takes 16 bits. You know what I mean? Whereas the standard P or W would be, 8 bits, whatever in Unicode.
Okay.
So
and in ASCII?
It'd be 7 bits. But ASCII is now this in part of the Unicode. You know
no, I understand.
And then you had ASCII only had 128. It was 0 through 127, 128 characters, and then they did an extended ASCII where they added a little bit more. I forget what it was. The encoding was on it. So, but Unicode became the standard because it was universal. So now, if anybody Unicode, yeah, anybody that writes software, especially dealing with text and all that, you're not using Unicode, you're just doing it wrong. You know what I mean? You really are.
You're doing it wrong.
You're just doing it wrong because Unicode enables someone in another country to auto-translate shit, in a sense.
Well, that's the thing at the top of the website, right? That whole encoding type thing.
Yeah, I guess
like
so.
in the in the document.
Well, if you ever see something that says UTF-8, that's Unicode.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Elbow cough. Okay. You got this chill with cat.
I have no idea.
Chill with cat. OO unicorn.
Wow. Okay.
Oh look, unicorn turns. Oh, somebody's trying to. He's trying to type words that turn into emojis.
Oh, okay.
Like buffering and elbow cough. You got this. Chill with cat. OO and unicorn. Unicorn turned into. So what'd you have to type extra to get the unicorn to turn into a unicorn? Colons? You got to put the little things around it or something?
Corn. No, I don't know.
Well, there's a unicorn there. This is so beer related and so philosophical, so political. So Chase, this is nothing like what our broadcast is about. Oh, we need to get ready.
Yeah, we need to get ready to put our DME in. I don't really think we need to worry about pulling out the fire because the fire's off.
Mm-hmm. You need a kniff or something?
I need something to open that. We should probably go ahead and hit the flame. Get the flame going again.
All right.
Percentage. Yep. Just make it low. All right. We have about 30 seconds.
So it's not super sharp anymore, so
that's all right.
Just don't cut yourself. 30 seconds. Until we're done steeping.
Yeah, actually we're at 20.
Quickly, get all the goodness out. Shake it! Shake it! Mom?
Oh. All right.
There goes Chase.
And there's the time.
Cranking up our comments count.
I know, right?
Yeah, that knife back. Thanks, sir. Told you it wasn't sharp anymore.
That is not sharp at all. Is that even the right side?
Pretty sure. Pretty sure it's the right side. Watch your face.
Yeah, thanks, man. All right. Don't squeeze the muslin sack.
Doesn't matter. You said sack. Right. Welcome to Beavis and Butthead Brew Beer.
Hey, that could be a cool theme. That could be our Halloween special.
No, I hate Beavis and Butthead. Hated them then, hate them now.
I guess they're doing it again.
Oh, that's horrible.
Or something like that. I thought I saw something.
Beavis and Butthead represent all that's stupid in the world.
It was just stoner fun. That's why I looked at it. back in the mid 90s, early 90s.
Is that how long ago that was?
Dude, we're old. We are old. You're old.
Your mom's old.
Sorry. I was thinking, I was like, should I say it? Let's make this work. Trying to. I guess it's not really gonna matter. It's gonna fill up no matter what we do. You know.
It is, man. It's
Especially
just,
when we get the heat going again. You know?
yeah, just get this stuff in here and let's get going. I don't think it's gonna. It's not like flour where it's gonna. This stuff is gonna. Don't throw the bag in here, dude.
Wasn't trying.
You almost did.
All right. That one.
It's not like flour where you get lumps and stuff.
Where's the hops?
They're in the fridge still.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think.
We have one. You said 60 and 30, right?
Yeah. Well, no, 90.
Oh,
and
90
30. 90, because it's a 90-minute boil.
Right. This one's a weird one.
Yeah, I totally need to sharpen this thing again. That's right. And they're both Kent Golding's hops.
Oh, they're from England.
That's right, because why wouldn't you use English hops on the 4th of July?
Treacherous.
So, I want to make... That was not successful at all. I want to make an American lager, quote unquote.
What, Budweiser?
No, Coors Banquet, actually, specifically. Wow, that's a lot of sugar.
Oh, dude, it's crazy.
What are you doing? That was highly unsuccessful.
Yeah, that cut wasn't very good.
No, it doesn't help that the knife is...
All right, that's right.
We're getting faces and claps from...
Looks like dough.
It does, but this is stuff is going to dissolve. We got the fire going, right?
Fire is going. Get the heat up a little bit. So we don't have to worry about it burning to the bottom like when we use the LME.
Well, we usually just come right off the heat and put it on the ground when we do that.
Yeah. All right, let me get the timer ready. Now that we're doing a 90-minute. Yeah.
I gotta admit, it's really nice. I'm not sticky at all.
You know what's stupid? I'm sticky because I got some on my hands. But not like the molasses sticky we used to get.
Chase is laughing at you.
That's okay.
Laughy face. How's your beer?
Want me to take over? You getting tired?
Mm-mm.
Okay. My beer is...
Wow, calling Nurse Steve. Nurse Steve. Nurse Steve.
You know, I do have a nipple for beer cans, actually.
Is for glass. You're going to need one for that glass.
I'm sure I can find one on Amazon.
I'm sure you could. You know what we need to do?
Amazon's evil, by the way. So.
Is it evil? Why do you think it's evil?
I think it's evil. In the same sense that, like, Google and Walmart are evil.
Why are they evil?
I don't know. There's evil.
Woo, America! All right. Meanwhile, Chase over there entertaining himself because we're not paying attention to him. Oh, come on. You can't drop a bomb like that. He's like, you're evil. Why am I evil? I don't know. You just are.
You're evil.
It's like, what? I'm not.
Because Amazon rules the consumer freaking world, man.
Well, you know, weren't we having a discussion the other day? Is it like we don't mind the business success? It's when they start doing the politics and start trying to do that.
Yeah, I think we did talk about that a little bit, didn't we?
You know, and
real
that's,
quick. There's someone stuck on the edge of here.
you just want
probably
to stir, don't you? Whoa, that's really stuck on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You probably didn't see it because of your angle. I was trying to help, man. Shake and bake.
All right, shake it.
Shake and bake, and I help. You in the commercial?
No, I don't. Ow! Why do you hate me?
Sorry, man.
It doesn't matter what we do. You burn me every episode.
Did that really burn?
No, it just hit.
Sorry, man.
I'm being dramatic, but now my pants are sticky because that's like sugar froth right there. Oh no! Now you're doing it. No, now it's your job.
Trying to get off the spoon. That's
fine. No, it'll be fine.
God, it's so frothy, man.
I know, man. That's
Just
the
like
way.
that last time.
It's like, yeah, it's just Something about that much liquid.
All right. Let's see here. Get a little fire going. All right. So timer's set. Obviously, we're not boiling yet, but we're getting there. We should probably grab the hops here in the next few minutes or so.
Oh, I'll go grab them.
Yeah, I mean, no rush. Might as well grab beers too.
Yeah. All right. So grab the next two.
So yeah, we just need to. You were talking about like how you ran out of beer, and we just need to keep a steady flow of making beer like we had. Because for a while, man, we were like not buying beer for months. You know what I mean?
That's because and then we were having a hard time finding a place to put it. At one point, I had like 25 gallons of beer in my house.
It was beer in this fermenter, beer in that fermenter.
It was everywhere.
I had 3 fermenters going at one time.
Yeah, I remember that.
So yeah, I think we're okay. I mean,
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Maybe what we need to do is just do one where we get ahead.
Why don't we just continuously alternate sites? Brew here, brew there, brew here, brew there. That way, between the two of us, there's beer at each site continuously.
You know what the difference is, though? My wife drinks beer. Your wife doesn't.
Yeah, and I don't drink beer every day. I just, I'm a weekend warrior.
And I do drink beer every day. All
right, so we can 2-to-1 it then.
Right. We'll do 10 for me, 5 for you. All right, I'll be right back.
All right, Chase, I'm going to move over here because I can't see the computer from my side. Sheesh. What do you mean, sheesh? Are you complaining?
Okay, I lied. The hops are in a paper bag somewhere out here.
Okay, I'll look for the hops.
Not that paper bag. It's a small paper bag.
Okay. I don't see a small paper bag.
Okay, I lied again. The hops are in here somewhere.
Hey, check downstairs, man.
Oh, no. Found the hops.
Yay, found the hops.
That's really good, too. It's like, please let him find the hops.
And I was like, well, if you don't find the hops, we're going to have an interesting beer at the end. I wonder what that would taste like if we made a beer without adding the hops to it. Probably be way too sweet, I imagine. Because that first set of hops that we pitch usually counters that overly sweet, flavor that comes from all these grains. Into they call bittering hops, so it kind of balances it out. That's so frothy, it's funny.
All right.
Has returned.
How we doing?
Still frothy.
Still frothy.
Yeah, I mean we're doing fine now. It's what it is, Now I was talking to the camera, just kind of thinking out loud, like, I wonder what it would taste like if we didn't add the hops.
Well,
but it would be really sweet though.
It'd be very sweet. That's right. We read that.
Yeah, because that, the hops help with the bittering. The bittering hops counter that sweetness from the grains, from the malts.
Okay, right. Where's she going? She's reparking. Oh, all right. Go inside. Go.
What up, Steve?
What up, buddy?
Oh, nothing much.
What up, man? Good to see you guys.
Oh, also, happy 4th of July.
Hey, happy 4th of July to you too, Timo. The breeze is kind of...
Yeah, it kicks up.
I mean, it feels good, but it's interrupting our flow, man. It's messing with the chi, dude.
Yeah.
He's just off camera looking at me like,
Okay. Gotcha. Messing with the cheese.
You know, the cheese, man. Cliff?
Thank you, sir.
All right, come on.
Yeah, that's
boil.
like a thick foam on top.
It's probably boiling under the foam and I can't see it. I think it's getting close. I know it's so frothy.
It's always like that.
It's like an espresso.
It is.
It really
It's like an espresso. A beer espresso. They make espresso beer.
Yeah, yeah. I've had a couple of them. Not my thing, but it was drinkable, you know.
I would definitely, someday we should do a strong coffee beer. Where it's like, it's not notes of coffee. It's like coffee.
Like this tastes just like coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, but
You all done?
not,
Hey,
not
what's happening?
crazy coffee.
Good. How are you?
All right.
Y'all done? No? Okay.
Nope, we're still broadcasting and everything.
We're on
getting-
the second half of it, I guess you could say.
We're getting up to the actual boil. This is a
What?
Newcastle quote. Yeah, what did you buy?
Pilsner.
Well, what was that Pilsner? What brand was that?
I'll check.
Rogers something?
I'll check.
And then you bought Budweiser, which
Yeah,
is
'cause
also a Pilsner, by the way.
Is it?
Yep.
All right, we're getting there. I'm afraid if I turn the heat up anymore, it's just gonna, envelope
yeah. We don't want that to happen.
the whole brewing kettle.
Okay.
Oh, what do we have now?
Little
Little
squeezy.
squeezy, juicy pale. All right then, let's see what we have. Crafted to remove gluten. All right.
Really?
This beer was fermented from grains containing gluten and crafted to remove the gluten. The gluten content of this beer cannot be verified, and this product may contain gluten.
Well, yeah, of course.
Wow. All right.
Is this camera can even on the camera?
I can't tell. Yeah, it's there
Okay, good.
for the most part.
We are so professional. I don't know why we don't have like 1 million viewers already. Rogers Pilsner, brewed and packaged by Georgetown Brewing in Seattle, Washington. Nice.
Darn tasty too. It says.
Darn tasty.
Darn tasty, huh?
That's
All right.
on. That's
Rated G.
It's on the package.
That is thumbs up. Poopy is thumbs up. Caffey. Bananas. Sheesh. Sheesh. Long string of random emojis. Dude, your nephew's insane.
That's okay.
It's
He must be bored or something.
Well, you know what? He must be bored, but I'd also know. You know what's cool about him? Actually, I gotta tell you, I kind of appreciate your nephew.
Nah, he does a good job, man. We're
Well,
the best way to do.
He tunes in, he stays tuned in, and he comes back to it every so often. I mean, which is hey, it's a freaking 2.5 hour
Well,
broadcast.
I know.
mean,
I know. A lot of times he comes over to want to hang out with Riley, and she just stays in her room, so he gets bored.
Yeah, well,
I don't blame you, Chase, for getting bored, man, when Riley doesn't come out of her room. So.
but at the same time, I mean, it's cool, and I don't blame a person. I mean, 2.5 hours. It's like when I used to do the piano prep broadcast, the piano practice.
Right.
I didn't expect people to stay for the whole thing.
Oh, right.
It was an hour and a half of watching people make mistakes on piano.
And this is an hour and a half to 2 hours of us brewing, talking about everything else in the world. with
Talking
beer
about
half the time.
nothing but beer. I mean, everything except for beer. We talk about beer occasionally.
Yeah, we used to kind of feature a topic,
Yeah, and that was cool. What we need to do is focus on that newsletter.
Oh,
But-
yeah.
I got to tell you, I think we flow better when we just talk.
We just kind of go with whatever comes up, man. I agree. I've noticed that when we try to keep it structured to a schedule, we either just kind of run out of things to say, or we're unprepared, and so we're just kind of like winging it.
We were never prepared.
Just kind of winging it,
2
but-
freaking weeks to get ready for a broadcast.
Neither
It
one
was
of us
always
got
been
ready.
The night before, it's like drag up 7 websites. That'll do. I'll read them tomorrow.
Hey, did you read anything? Nah, man.
No,
Did you?
I don't know anything.
Got busy, dude. Yeah. So yeah, I agree. I think just winging it and talking about whatever comes up on the spot, I think it really works, man. It
Sure.
really does. Even if it does go away from beer and brewing, we always come back to it.
It's like Joe Rogan, but more attractive.
I have actually never ever listened to the Joe Rogan podcast. I heard it's pretty good though.
I have too. I like the same thing. I've never actually listened to it, but I've heard. The thing is, I'm not a podcast guy. Believe it or not, for someone who likes to broadcast, I don't watch a lot of broadcasts. I mean, part of it's just time. I think a lot of creators, that's what we're considered, by the way.
Right.
We're creators, right?
Content creators.
Content creators, right? I think a lot of creators, they don't necessarily have time to watch broadcasts, which is sad because there's some folks that I really like. Like before we came on, there's a singer who she's got a great voice too. Her name is Chris Angeles. She's on here, and she was broadcasting. It's like, oh man, I should log in and show support, but I don't have time. I got to fire this up. I got to get going so we can do our broadcast, brew our beer, and then we got to do our other things. And then I got to write.
That's the way it goes.
We can still talk about interesting things about beer, like the fact that there's beer in Iran.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just learned that, and yeah.
I mean, I know we've talked about the fact that I'm writing the song that we're eventually going to play on the broadcast. You can play it on the broadcast. It'll be cool. It's like
Gonna be epic.
it's going to be epic. I found an accordion player.
Are you serious? That's
I am
awesome.
dead serious. My friend Justin, he's down south of Seattle somewhere, but he plays the accordion, and he plays. I don't know if he's like can't think of any touring accordionists, but
I think polka band maybe. I don't know.
but he's good enough at the accordion. He can definitely lay down a track for this.
Right.
I know a bagpipe player too.
You mentioned that last time we were
Yeah, he goes to my church.
Yeah.
He's actually a nice guy. So I might hit him up. It's like, hey, can you record bagpipes? I'm gonna have to hit him up because the bagpipe. One of the difficulties of the bagpipe is you have a limited set of keys, depending on the pipe that you use.
Right. If his pipes are only certain lengths, he's only going to be able to get certain keys, right?
Well,
is that how that works, or no?
It's. I would have to look up the things about so the Uilleann pipes, which is spelled Uillean, pronounced Uilleann.
Yeah, because
right?
Because why not?
Well, because Ireland. That really explains everything right there.
My mother's side is all Irish. I get it.
There you go.
I'm surprised I'm not from Boston. That's how Irish we are.
I make all the songs, man. I do rock and roll. I do country. I don't do rap, and I don't do heavy metal. Not because I don't like rap and not heavy metal, because actually, good rap. I don't mind good rap. I think rap can be a very viable art form, but I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
Straight up, you got to recognize your limitations. It's like. If I rap, it's like the Fruity Pebbles cartoon commercials back. Yo, I'm Barney Rubble, and I'm here to say I got Fruity Pebbles for you today. It's like, oh boy, that's horrible. That was horrible rap when it came out.
That was a dumb commercial rap, you know what I mean?
Yes, it's just bad. I mean, but that's my level of rapping. I don't. Oh man, you want to know what's so cool? So the Psalms, a lot of them are Hebrew poetry, right? Like they're Hebraic poetry, like literally poetry, right?
Right.
So they're accredited to King David of the Israelites way back in the day, however many years BC, right? So a lot of them, if you read them right, they have a certain rhyme and meter. Now they lose a lot of their rhyme and meter when they are translated into English, right? But I was trying to so I can see the word. It's not boiling, dude. Give it time. Just give it time. It'll start to move. You'll see that doing its thing. So, anyways, I'm in class, and it was at Seattle Pacific University, and the instructor of that particular class was a very hardcore Christian. He did not hide it, which was kind of cool because Seattle Pacific University they stand on we're a Christian school.
Okay.
But yeah, okay, not really.
Gotcha.
And it depends on how far you want to take Christianity. Do you want it to be a social thing or do you want it to be real? Right? So if you get too real with it, you're going to offend people, right? And then you're going to lose students, But the thing is that for the professors within the school that were hardcore, because the school said we are this way, they could run. You know, it wasn't like they went to UW, which is a secular school, and if they espoused some of their hardcore views, UW would have a problem, right? It's like, oh, you can't say that here. Seattle University had a different problem. It's like, oh, he can say that, but oh, he's going to, what do we do about this? Anyways, that's all. How would I listen to the song? On Spotify, once I write it, and once I get it recorded, and once I put it on Spotify. Or you could tune into the Northwest Brewmeisters Ride for the Tim broadcast and listen to the song at the beginning of the show once I get it ready.
Yeah, I'd say you could always splice it into a previous show, couldn't you? I mean, as far as the video, is that what you're talking about, or?
No, Chase is asking how can he listen to the song.
It's just not recorded yet.
It's not recorded yet,
So.
Chase. It's almost finished, but I got to write it, and then I got to record the vocals, the acoustic guitar, the accordion.
Yeah, he's got most of the
drum,
lyrics done. He showed me the draft of the lyrics.
The drum parts.
It's gonna be fun.
The harmonies. I got to figure out. I'm gonna hit up my Twitter audience and say, because it's gonna be a lot of yelled harmonies.
Think Dropkick Murphys.
Yeah, think
style.
Dropkick Murphys. Yeah. You know, and feel free to navigate away from the broadcast for a minute, Chase, and go look up Dropkick Murphys, Murphys. Listen to one of their songs. Going Out in Style is good. Don't let your mom catch you listening to it. It's PG.
It's PG.
It's PG. But anyway, so yeah, it'll be on Spotify. There's a whole album. I've got 3 songs written. I only need to write 2 more. And one of them is going to be pretty. I've decided that. So, like, 4 of them are going to be...
Party songs, kind of? Or?
Yeah, they're going to be, like, pub songs, yada, yada.
Right.
But have you ever heard The Parting Glass by the Vocal Face Band?
No.
Oh, my goodness. It's so beautiful. It's great. And it's about drinking beer.
Oh. It's an elegant song about drinking beer, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, you should do an elegant song. I agree.
But you will. Well, like, with really nice harmonies and probably, like, some sort
You
of...
should do a heavy metal song, too, and I'll play guitar for it.
Did you not catch the part like 10 minutes ago where I said
Yes.
I don't do rap or heavy metal?
Yeah, that's why I was saying that.
Did you catch that part?
Oh, you said that earlier? Oh,
I did.
I must not have paid attention.
I would have to hire everyone. Like, I wouldn't be able to do a single part. Not the guitar, not the drums, not the vocals, not nothing. Maybe if there was a synth part that was just one heavy, like, basic. I could play that part. I don't do heavy metal.
I know, I was messing with you.
I mean, I like heavy metal. I mean, I don't like...
Says the guy wearing a Megadeth shirt. I like heavy metal. Well, I would hope so.
This is out of honor to you, man.
I know.
This is totally... Yeah, man. Where's your Megadeth shirt?
My dresser.
Last you told me you didn't know where it was.
I found it. It was in the dresser.
Oh, okay.
It's good. It was. I think at the time it was in the laundry. And then I did my laundry, and then I found it. I was like, oh, there you are. And folded it up, put it away.
I also have an Iron Maiden t-shirt.
Yeah.
That you got me.
Yeah. So hopefully Iron Maiden tour at least one more time. And I say that with love, but they're old, man. And I hope they can do it one more time before they call it.
Yeah, and you'll buy us tickets for the concert, and it'll be exciting. And then my other niece will get married on the same date.
I'll be specific, huh?
Yeah. Somebody might have to go to his niece's wedding instead of the Lamb of God.
So yeah, I have a ticket to
Megadeth.
Megadeth.
Had
Lamb
tickets
of
for
God.
both of us. Amazing tickets. Amazing.
Yeah, that's really good seats actually.
And my niece is getting
Megadeth,
married.
Lamb of God, and Trivium. And he was supposed to go with he was going to join my wife and me, but he has family matters that came up, so it happens.
All right, tell your mom to look up Dropkick Murphys. Dropkick Murphys going out in style. That's
I'm
kind
pretty
of
sure she knows who they are.
Yeah, well, she's sitting right next to you.
Yeah, I'm sure she knows who they are.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi.
Oh, we're not quite as creamy anymore. We're breaking down.
No.
Breaking down. Still thick, but
So now I got to figure out what to do with that ticket. I'm trying to decide if there's anybody.
you need to find someone. Don't scalp it. Find someone to go with you.
Yeah, I know. I was. That's what I wanted to do. I was weighing it out. I'm like, screw scalping it. I'll just invite someone to tag along.
Go find a homeless person. They would love it.
Some random dude. Hey man, you want to go to a concert with me?
Anything helps. How about we go to a concert? What? Yeah, I'm not going to give you money, but you could Like, come along with me to a concert.
You can get some really good seats to see Megadeth with me.
You can be in the back of the truck because you haven't showered in a while. I can tell.
Yeah, this thing's. Oh,
There we go.
We got
there
motion.
We go. See, we got motion.
Yeah, this
There's
thing.
motion. Motion and flow. Motion and flow.
This show is at the White River Amphitheater,
Mm-hmm.
which is way south compared to where we are.
Yeah, you were mentioning we.
So I think we're gonna get a room. I think we're gonna do hotels. Is what the original plan was. All right, looks like a nice roller to me. What do you think? You go real slow, okay?
Yeah, like just do one or two. Let me get this thing stirring first. Go ahead.
I'm gonna hit the button.
Yeah. All right, I think we're safe. Oh wait, stop,
Wait.
stop. Let's let that control itself. So in the past, we may have had
Boil over. Yeah.
not just one or two, but like we were almost setting. It almost became a thing. Like, welcome to Northwest Brewmeisters, where we always boil over when we add the hops. Always.
Something about the hops is, you know,
Yeah, every
I don't know why it does that. Obviously, it's in the chemistry, but
All right, I think you can.
yeah, there's
There's just dust left anyway.
All right. So you said a 30-minute remaining, right? We put the other one in.
Yeah. So this one. So that's minute 90.
It's 90. Yep.
And when we hit minute 30, then we
Boom.
roll,
Second.
drop in the second set.
There are Kent Golding hops,
Because who wouldn't use British hops on the 4th of July?
right?
Right? Absolutely. Heck yeah. And now we waft.
I don't. Yeah, I know, right? Smells good.
Man, that smells
I
good.
can't remember the exact line, but did you ever see the movie Dazed and Confused?
I did not.
Great
and
stoner movie, man. You know,
yeah,
just-
that's probably. I was,
know.
I was never a stoner.
it's not an intelligent movie, but it's fun. It's just fun to watch. You
Well,
know?
how does that make it different than most of Hollywood?
Oh, yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Well, there's no action. There's no. It's just funny stuff that may or may not have happened in the 70s. You know, it takes place in 1976.
Oh, okay.
Last day of school, 1976. Well, one of the scenes is
So it's kind of like all those. Who was that guy that did all those
Well,
coming of age movies?
well, it's the Mallrats group. That crew.
Same crew.
Same
so
crew.
Kevin Smith.
Yeah, I think it's a Kevin Smith movie.
Oh, is it?
I think I can't remember for sure, but yeah, it's that kind of crew. Those guys, you know.
I actually like Kevin Smith movies.
At
At least I like Clerks and.
well, yeah,
Mallrats.
they're fun.
I gotta admit, Clerks 2 was a classic. Let's try and grab the magic of the first movie. Oh, gee, it's not happening.
Yeah, Clerks 2 didn't quite cut it. Man, first one was good though.
Chasing Amy was okay.
But yeah, it's a lot of the same actors. You know, the Mallrats kind of type. I don't know if it's a Kevin Smith movie or not, but anyway, one of the scenes is early in the movie. The bell rings. It's the last day of school, and the teacher's just like, "Hey, remember when you're out there partying? You know, kind of 4th of July." She's like something like, a bunch of white slave owners that didn't want to pay their taxes or something. You know, talking about the founding fathers. You know, remember the founding fathers were a bunch of white slave owners that didn't want to pay their taxes. You know, I was just like, it's brutally true though if you think about it.
Well, the founding fathers were a mix of human beings who had various motivations for various things.
Right. No, I didn't mean to make it dark, but it was just kind of comical the way that they put that in the movie. It's just,
Yeah.
you strip away all the
Little jab
patriotism.
there.
It's just like founding fathers were white slave owners that didn't want to pay taxes. You know, is it a truth? I don't know, but
Well, on the one hand,
some of them were.
they were all white. I don't think they all owned slaves. Some of them did.
Probably not. Yeah. Some did, yeah.
But the owning of slaves thing is not. That's really a very weak attack on anyone. The first slave owner in the United States was actually a black man. I mean, it was. I think he owned another black man, but still, it was a black man owned someone, quote
Right.
unquote. I mean, and he went to court, and the court found with him. I think it was an indentured servitude case, but basically, they said it's like, nope. That person is your property. You do what you want. They have to go back and work for you. But in effect, the first slave owner, the recorded slave owner in the United States, was not a white person. So when you say, oh, they're slave owners, it's like that doesn't mean anything.
Well, it was tongue in cheek.
I know. Okay, so I went a little too serious on your
Yeah,
thing.
you kind of went too serious on this, man.
I blame you.
I was loosely quoting a movie, you know.
Yes, and I went. But you're the one who said white slave owners like 5 times.
Well, again, quoting the movie.
You can say you're sorry now. That's okay. Don't hit me.
Oh man,
You got a floater?
there was a bug in there. I saved your life. Look, it's calling on me now. I saved your life.
Let's go. Goodbye. Oh, it loves you now. It doesn't want to leave.
It's probably drunk. It's
Well,
like,
hey,
what is this?
I'm supposed to go, but I don't know which way to go. Wow, that was a lot. I don't know what I fell in, but I want to fall in it again.
All right, now we have our next roller.
Speaking of falling in things you shouldn't fall in, so I read an article. It was a clickbait article, but I managed to look up. There's this Caballo something lake over in Spain. It looks like Spain. Anyways, it's one of those beautiful turquoise, picturesque spots, and all these Instagram influencers were like, "Oh, we're gonna go get pictures there," and they go and they swim, and yeah. It was a toxic waste dump.
Nice.
They were all swimming in it.
You might need to go to the hospital.
Yeah, they all got hurt really bad. I mean, I don't think any of them died, but it was from,
They probably were poisoned.
from really bad rashes to like vomiting, nausea, guts torn up type stuff.
Jeez.
And if you've never experienced that, I can see that because those waste dumps look gorgeous. I mean, it is that aquamarine Hollywood blue. It's like, ooh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, I've seen some aerial photographs of those dumps. They weren't in the United States; they were overseas somewhere. But so pretty, reds and blues and greens.
Yeah,
know?
you could drive to one. Butte, Montana.
Oh, really?
The
Okay.
Berkeley Pit. It is nasty. They had 27 geese land on it. They all found them dead in the Berkeley Pit, right?
Oh, jeez.
So what the city do? Well, we have to test the air quality. Someone killed these geese. It's like they're in the Berkeley Pit. You're testing air
That
quality.
is some denial.
They're in a toxic waste dump.
That is some denial stuff there. Oh, it must be the air. Really? Really? You're just gonna ignore the elephant in the room here? So typical.
You
man.
have a toxic waste dump in your town. The entire town knows about it.
But you're gonna say the air, huh?
It's the air. Yeah,
That's
the air killed
politics
the
for you.
geese.
That's local politics for you, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
Bull crap. You thought I
But-
was gonna say something else.
You almost said something else.
No,
That's pushing us closer to PG-13.
I was doing it like that on purpose.
Family show, Steve. Family show.
Hey, if there's only been one S-bomb, we're still at PG.
Okay. Would you let a 4-year-old watch our show?
A 4-year-old wouldn't care about our show.
True. I would let a 4-year-old watch our show too.
They would probably expend about 2 seconds watching and go, nope, they go back to whatever they're playing with. You know what I mean?
I could write some music that would entertain a 4-year-old, but we would probably lose our adult audience of 2 people.
I know, right? Like, what are you guys doing? Come on. You promised me Dropkick Murphys.
I'm working on it. Takes time. I got a job and kids, wife, beer. Life is busy.
Beer is a big part of the thing.
Anyways, Butte has, so
Anything
Butte,
else?
Montana is a classic example of really just pillaging the land.
Okay.
Just taking and just not, and no sort of stewardship.
Was it mining
whatsoever.
related? Or?
Yeah, copper
Okay.
and silver is what
okay,
came out of
okay.
Butte for the most part. And they had these big wood-fired furnaces and smelters, and there was no forest around Butte for decades. Like when I first moved to Townsend, Montana, when you'd go to Butte, it was just a barren wasteland. It was just rock. I mean, seriously, you'd go in the mountains, there was just rock. That was it.
Wasn't pretty. Yeah.
And now a lot of it has started to come back. I mean, it's starting to look good again.
Excuse me.
Butte itself, I mean, they have this Berkeley Pit, and thousands and thousands of gallons of toxic water flow into this pit every year. And
Where's it coming from?
It's coming from the mines.
I thought they stopped out by now.
Well, they stopped mining, but underneath Butte is just honeycombs of mines.
Oh.
Because the whole town was mining. They were just extracting, and it was all tunnel mines. Yeah, there's this whole thing about the Copper Kings and the Heinz family, like Heinz Ketchup.
Yep.
Yeah, they're linked to Butte too.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. It's if you're into history and you like to read about that stuff, there's a lot of cool stuff that you could check out.
I like it when I learn new associations like that. Like I would have thought Heinz ketchup family, is related to some kind of toxic waste dump. You know what I mean? It's just like really, it's almost like a conspiracy theory.
Let me look it up a little bit. I might not be 100%. I'm pretty sure though. There's some Heinz and.
By the way, just want to get it on record, video record, textbook boil.
It is beautiful. Yeah. Fritz Augustus Heinze, because it's German pronunciation, right?
Right.
One of the 3 copper kings of Butte, Montana, along with William Anders Clark and Marcus Daly. He's intelligent, charismatic, and devious, but was also seen as a hero, especially by many citizens of Montana. Early life, Heinz's role. Anything about ketchup? It might not be the same Heinz.
Okay.
Heinz's role in the Panic of 1907. In 2007, Heinz moved to New York to be a major player. This time in the financial arena, he based his company, United Copper, at 42 Broadway, just around the corner from Wall Street. Entered the banking business. Formed a close alliance with Charles W. Morse, with whom he served at least 6 national banks, 10 state banks, 5 trust companies, and 4 insurance companies. This dude had money.
Old money, man. Sounds like.
Well, but like powerful money, right?
Right.
And across the corner from Heinz were his brothers, Otto and Arthur P. Heinz, who had a brokerage firm. Otto formulated the ill-fated financial ploy in October of 1907 that dramatically failed, major catalyst to a massive American financial collapse called the Panic of 1907, which I knew nothing about. Does anybody out there know anything about the Panic of 1907? I mean, I have it on Wikipedia. I could look it up, but it would be much more fun if you told us. You tell us before I press this link. Besides, I have to find out if there's anything related to ketchup here.
We're looking for the connection.
Is
there copper in our ketchup now? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Of course there's copper in ketchup. There's copper in everything.
Everything.
Heinz was also charged with assaulting a cab driver in New York.
Oh.
Why is that important?
It's not.
Part of Heinz's defense was that just because the cab driver was smaller than him did not mean that he may not have a good punch, and Heinz felt he had to punch him first.
No, that's stupid. That just killed the credibility of that article, man, right there. Dumb.
Are you kidding? Preemptive punching? I'm all about it.
No.
What do you mean?
That little part of the article just killed it for me, man.
Oh, well,
it's like whatever. I don't give a shit.
Oh, is it like why did they include that ridiculous thing?
Yeah.
Well, I guess this is Panic of 1907.
Or something?
Well, it's charges against Heinz, indicted for his role in the corner. He returned to Butte. Lively band. A large rope was attached to the wagon tongue so more men could assist in pulling their hero. These are just like a few various stories about Heinz.
Okay.
Or Heinze. It really would be Heinze because there's no silent E in German. Mining interest, marriage. He married Bernice Henderson, who had played the role of a vampire on stage. That's like dumb. They divorced in 1912.
Maybe they're the same person then, man.
They reconciled on her deathbed in 1913.
Oh, of course. Must have been an insurance claim or something involved in that.
Death. And he had cirrhosis of the liver and died at 44. He didn't leave a will. Yada. Okay, so
he was a boozer.
He was a boozer.
Like hardcore.
But I was totally wrong. It has nothing to do with the ketchup family.
Okay. Just the name happens to be the same.
Yeah, which is, it's like Smith's shoes. It's like, my dad's name is Smith. I must be related. No. There's a lot of Smiths in the world these days.
It's just like, my family name on my mother's side, Kennedy. We're not related to the late John F. You know what I mean?
Are you sure? Maybe you are.
No,
You're probably not. You're right. I would just like to point out that this little screen, this monitoring screen, has been hanging in there. Usually at the hour or so mark, it freezes.
Oh, this one, yeah. I thought it was frozen for a while earlier, but I guess it caught up. So, because I can see myself. See, yeah, there's only like maybe a second and a half of delay this time.
They're working on it.
So, well, that's right.
We're just such good broadcasters.
We are.
No, there is no fourth wall here. We'll tell you about all the flaws in our equipment.
It's broken. It's dated.
It's amazing we're even managing to stream anything out to you at all.
You know, we probably use one of our phones, man, because it's supposed to have really good camera on.
You know, I was
And I
just
got the
thinking,
brand new iPhone 12, so
it's like there is like zero reason for us to. Well, there is a reason for us to use the webcam, because I can see the comments there, right?
Oh yeah.
If my phone is sticking up there 8 feet away from me, I'm not going to see
That's
those
true. Yeah,
comments.
you're not going to see all that stuff.
Let's see if I can get another viewer. I'll text someone.
Hey, are we really sinking to that level? Hey, come watch us.
Hell yeah. Dude, people stack bars all the time. Hey, I'm going to be at the X and X bar. Come watch me.
Oh yeah,
All those people.
I understand that. Anyway, all 6. Smells yummy.
Message sent. All right. Very deep. YouTube, Northwest Brewmeisters, watch now. Problem is he does.
Is it the Tim?
No. No, my dad. This is not my dad's thing. Sorry, the Tim is like, we'll never see a broadcast. Makes me sad, kind of. It's like, come on! We name our broadcast Ride for the Tim. We ride for the Tim.
Sunlight.
I did the best I could, man.
It's fine. I'll just lean forward.
Eventually, you're going to be under the camera. It's like, Steve's right underneath you.
I think the sun got me right here. I can feel the burn, the difference on my neckline there.
Man, this is a long boil. I forgot about that. I forgot it was a 90-minute. What do we got left?
112. 1 hour and 12 minutes.
Okay, so how about them Bears?
We haven't even done the first 30 minutes yet. I mean, that's right. We don't have to broadcast the whole boil. We can just.
We don't have to broadcast the whole boil, but since we're talking, we have to sit here and talk and do whatever. I mean, so.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Might as well let people see us be bored out of our minds as we sit and stare at each other randomly.
Watching beer boil.
That is a really nice boil.
Kind of like paint giant.
You kind of got that down. You're really good at establishing that rolling boil.
Oh yeah. That's the way it should be.
It is the way it should be.
Practice hands over all those boils we've done. My wallet's digging into my hip. All those.
I've actually started like taking my wallet out when I drive a lot because I felt it like it's twisting me, and it's like.
Yeah, if I'm going long distances, I'll take it out because the same thing. It just throws me off, So.
Yeah. So you got what? You got a beer that's going in the keg here.
Oh, it's gonna be a little bit because I just racked it today.
Yeah, so let it clear out for a bit. I mean,
Yeah.
you could probably do it at a week. I mean,
that's what I was thinking. I'll just let it. I'll do the racking. Just let it rack for a week, and then maybe next weekend keg it.
But I think what we need to do is get on. We need to do one more where we do 10 gallons.
Just kind of get that.
And we could do, the thing is, we could do a beer for me and a beer for you. It's like, I want to do this beer, you want to do this beer. We need to go to BYO, which is brewyourown.org.com.
No, it's the magazine, isn't it? I think it's based
Is
off
it
the
a magazine? It
Yeah.
probably is the online version of the magazine. But I was talking with Trevor last night, and he was talking about, they break things down. So like I was reading, if you read the online recipe for this, it talks about how this is the all grain version is actually a blended beer, and you've got like an older, stronger brown ale, and then a younger, more moderate amber ale, and you blend them together, and you get the Newcastle ale.
Right, right.
And then it was saying, it gave these things, but one of the things it said was, it's got a butterscotch notes, or butterscotch after, or butterscotch finish. Finish.
Oh, finish.
What some people call aftertaste, they call finish. It's a finish. And I was thinking, it's like, how do you know which ingredient gives that? I like butterscotch. I think a butterscotch finish would be yummy. I'd like to brew a beer that's all mine with a butterscotch finish.
Well, I think that boils down to knowing your grains and the outcomes of those grains, which I don't know that stuff yet. You know what I mean?
It's like, how could we know the grains without doing them one at a time?
It just takes time to learn. Well,
so
there's tables and charts.
Right, and that's the thing, is that on this BYO, he's like, check this website out, and it does that. It's like torrefied wheat, bitter,
kind of right,
coffee notes, yada yada.
The book I forgot to bring for you today has a lot of that, has those charts and tables in it as well, which break down the grains and kind of what their outcome is and what you're trying to achieve.
Right.
The way it would be is like, okay, I want to create a beer that has this, this, and this. You could use the chart and be like, okay, so I'm going to probably need this. It looks like I'm going to need this kind of hops for at this point. I'm going to need this kind of hops at that point, kind of thing.
Yeah,
and then as you do that, you just learn the patterns, you know?
Yeah, and that's the other thing. It's like, so we know that Kent Golding's hops don't really have a really hard profile, to my knowledge.
No, they're more of a bittering thing, it sounds like to me. You know?
Well, especially, I mean, this beer, when we're done, it's not a hoppy beer.
No, it's definitely not.
Although, the thing is, it's not overly malty either. It's not like a complex beer, which we had that discussion about complex, right? It's not an overly complex beer, if you want to call complex a flavor, right? It's malty enough. It's got the brown ale, but it's got a fairly good, it's kind of like, we're done.
Right.
Right? It's not like, it doesn't feel thick, like you got a mouthful of something when you're done. It doesn't have an aftertaste or a finish, strange finish, It's still pretty like, we're done. It's like you drank it and then you're done and then it's finished. Where some beers, you're just like,
what is that?
There's still something's
lingering,
in my mouth. Want to hear a horror story?
Always.
So the other day, you and I were drinking beer.
Mm-hmm.
We were right here, and you went home, and I went and watched movies with my wife.
Oh, that would have been Saturday.
Yep.
No,
Wait.
Saturday.
Was that Saturday?
Oh, I don't know. What day did I come over?
Doesn't
It
matter.
must have been the weekend before, because Friday I was at the CPO club. So,
Exactly. So it was the weekend before.
Which was Saturday then. Yeah.
So I was like, I want another beer. Came out here and grabbed one of the glasses, which we had just left. Here. Went downstairs. Filled up the glass. Drank the beer.
Oh, no.
Drank some more of the beer. Drank the beer. I was like, what is that? There's like something. There's something in this glass. I'm like, It's like kind of smushy. I was like, is there a smushy thing in the keg? What
happened?
Did I pull up? It's like, what is that? Reach my fingers in. Freaking 4-inch slug in my beer, and I was drinking it. Pulled it out.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh, man.
In that brief amount of time, it crawled from wherever in this yard it was, up the barbecue grill, into the glass. I somehow didn't notice it. I may have drank a little bit too much, obviously. Filled the glass, drowned the slug, drank slug essence.
Oh,
horror story.
Dude, that is awful.
I briefly considered not drain pouring, but I'm like, no, it's got to go.
The fact there was a slug in your beer.
Literally could not drink my own homebrew for the rest of the night.
There's
too much of a link. I had to go to some canned
stuff. It was
stuff.
Traumatic, man.
It was bad. Horror story? Yes.
Yeah. Agreed.
I was just like, so yeah, we don't leave glasses out on the barbecue grill anymore. Bring that in, wash it out.
Dude, that's crazy.
I mean, what's crazy is that it's like, what is this? Like Mach 2 slugs? Like Turbo, the movie with that super speedy slam.
Yeah, man.
It's like, how did you get there so fast?
I mean,
Yeah,
how did it know? You know.
Well, it can smell beer. I mean, that's why they use beer traps for slugs and
Oh,
gardens
okay,
and stuff.
okay. So they're attracted to it then, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and then they drown.
And they drown in the beer.
Yeah.
I guess you're dying happy.
Well, I got to tell you, of the ways to go in life, that's one that's not too bad. How did he die? He drowned in beer. I'm so envious.
I think it still hurt though.
Well, they say drowning is peaceful, but I don't know.
Sometimes
I've
it
been
hurt
under
because
the.
you're just like, you can't breathe, man.
I don't think it's peaceful. I've been under the water and running out of air, and there was nothing peaceful about
It seems like it hurts. You know what I mean?
It was unpleasant and scary, and I needed to get to the surface where there was air. That's my memories of being under the water and running out of air.
Yeah, I believe it. Wow.
It's like, I don't enjoy this. So yeah, tried to drink a slug. Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible experience. I hope it never happens again. Apparently
No.
I'm alive.
Well, good, good. Worst I've ever drank was a bee. And I was just like, it was in
A
a
bee doesn't seem as bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
it would hurt more because it would sting you, but
Well, no, I think it was dead because it was a can. This was back in the 90s, I think, right, like my first year in the Navy, maybe even before I was in the Navy. It was Busch Light because that's what my Uncle Mike drank for ages. And I remember,
I thought you were drinking beer. The story started with you drinking beer.
see what he did there? So I pulled the can up to take a sip, and I felt something on my lip. And I was just like, it didn't sting me. I was just like, oh, and it was a dead bee, like right at the mouth of the can. I was like,
Oh,
bing, then drink my beer.
no, this was definitely tail of slug. Like,
in the beer.
In the beer and in the mouth, and just like, ooh, what is that slimy?
Drink.
Like, oh my goodness.
Slug essence, man.
Slug essence. It was horrible. Oh, I'm kind of traumatized right now. That is a good. Geez, that is perfect. You were good at this, man.
Thanks, man.
I'm glad you're my brewing buddy. There's a lot of people that I could be brewing buddies with who would not do as good a job as you.
This is probably one of those things where I'm just like, we're being over meticulous paid off. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Sometimes it gets in the way. Other times it works out. You know.
Your hyper attention to detail is beneficial in this case.
In this particular instance, yeah. Same with my. I think I do okay with carbonating too, man. So.
Dude,
Other times it's like I'm kind of screwing things up because I'm being too detailed and just making
well,
it
it's not
worse,
so much that you're screwing things up. It's just that you're
making it complex and very.
you're overcomplicating things, which I can't really think of any good examples. But for a person for perfectionists, which to an extent, I'm a perfectionist to an extent, not overly, right? But perfectionists often have a problem ever completing a project or getting anything done. They
Right.
never get it done.
Because it's never right. You know, it's never.
It's like, oh, I got it. It's like, look, I realize that when you do create something or make something, it's really cool. But you make one thing every 4 years.
Right.
That guy makes really cool stuff too, and he makes one thing every week. Is it perfect? No, but I don't notice.
Right.
Nobody
They don't
notices.
You're your worst enemy when you're like that. You
It's
know.
like, stop with the perfection, and they're impossible to work with.
Yeah.
Perfectionists are hard to work with. It's like, well, that's not right. Oh, we can't do that. It's like, you know what, Jack? You work for me, and we're sending that out the door.
But nope.
Nope.
It's going.
It's gone. Good job.
Shipped,
Thank you
man,
very
shipped.
much. I just want to. No, you're not changing anything.
Nope,
Next
it's good.
project.
It's perfect. No.
Seriously, perfectionism is not. It's not a positive trait, to be honest. Because all it does is it slows things. You're human.
It slows things
You're
down.
never going to hit perfection. Machines aren't perfect.
Right. Because
No.
machines are built by humans.
Right. All the parts at the store that I work at are made by machines.
Oh,
It's
sure.
not like humans are out there milling
Right.
and shaving metal and sanding and stuff. No, that's a machine going ka-chonk and stamping things. And 95% of them are perfect, and 5% of them are pieces of junk, and they come off machines.
There's always that failure rate, man. You're always gonna have a failure rate.
Yeah, so if you got a machine that does something the same all the time, doesn't get tired, doesn't change. If it makes mistakes, then you as a human, you're going to make mistakes. And to be honest, those mistakes are kind of what makes, especially if you go into the realm of art, then what makes art art? The fact that it's not perfect. It's got that human element in it.
Right.
Apparently, and this was years ago, like decades ago, my dad was talking about there was a Japanese company. It might have been Bose. Well, I don't know if Bose is Japanese. They're probably Japanese by now. But it might have been Yamaha or someone. Anyways, it was some Japanese company, and they developed some speakers. And these speakers were perfect.
Right. Okay.
They had no mistakes, right? They just represented, and they didn't sell at all because they sounded too mechanical, you know? They were just too
probably
dry.
Bug people because it was like, this is too good.
Exactly.
You need a little bit of flaw in there, yeah. That's why they say psychologically, we as humans, like when we see, example, like some of these, like robotic AIs that they have out there right now that that they have like a face on them and they talk, that they intentionally need to be a little bit artificial. I don't mean that like an AI part, but just like they can't look too real because if they look too real, it's gonna bug people. They're not gonna accept them. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah. Same thing with that too perfect audio. It's just like it sounds too good. It's impossible. You know, it just bugs you psychologically. You're just like, no.
Well, how can something be too real? Or do you mean like too perfect, too real?
Too perfect, yeah. You know,
like
too
perfect
real.
Skin, their teeth are white, their eyes are beautiful.
You're just like you're artificial. You can't be no human is ever gonna be this perfect. You know what I mean? So you need to have flaws and that are baked in. You know.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. You know, it really does. So, anyways, it's the whole perfectionism thing. I mean, now you can go to the other extreme where it's like, it'll be fine. It's like, no, it won't be fine, dude. It's like, what's wrong with it? Well, we're building a car, and cars have 4 wheels, and yours has 3.
And they need to be round, not square.
Yes, it's like you just no. A little bit of perfectionism is better. You know, you've got to hit that balance.
Right.
That's hard for me as a songwriter because I'm just like, I don't. It's like, you know what? Hit print, send it out the door. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah, I understand. I get that way with software sometimes. It's like, well, let me refine this a little bit better. Let me, when is it working? Yes.
Right, and especially when you get into the commercial aspect of things where you're doing this for people. You know, some of the songs that I've written for commercials or for jingles and things like that or podcasts.
Right.
It's like, if it's good enough for the client, send it out the door.
I should make a beer run. Or I'll make a beer run.
Oh, I'll make a beer run. I'm already on my feet. Might as well go.
BEERUN, beer run.
That's a good song, actually.
Yeah. Agreed. All right, moving over here to see if we have any comments. Oh, older comment. And that's butt shot of me. You're welcome. Well, it is a beautiful day out here, so I wish I could share this with the world, but unfortunately I can't. All right, now we're down to an hour. Usually our boils are an hour, but this particular recipe calls for an hour and 30 minutes. So we'll see how it goes. And in about 30 minutes, we'll add our second hot packet. Again, another Kent Golding from Kent, UK. I don't know if I'm saying that right. So these are touted as a flowery with citrus, peel, lemon, and herbal undercurrents. I don't know what undercurrents are in the context of hops, but okay. I've even considered growing hops at my house. I mean, they're a vine type plant, so why not? You know, you kind of they'll grow up a trellis or whatever. So do some true fresh hopping. You never know. Might be pretty good actually.
here we go.
All right, we had. Oh, that's a different one, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep. This one's name is really bad. I mean, Little Squeezy was bad, but this one is
Squeezy Rider.
Squeezy Rider. That's
West
right.
Coast IPA.
Squeezy Rider.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're like perfectly better actually.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
This is horrible. Dear Deschutes, you suck. Ooh, this one's got a little kick.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Maybe we'll after we get done with this one, we'll move over to Schlitz Light.
Effortlessly West Coast, intensely tropical, freshly squeezed again. No fruit was harmed in the making of this beer.
Thus, going back up to the how did we get to freshly squeezed?
Freshly squeezed.
Maybe
Well,
they're just squeezing a dish sponge
They
into
didn't.
it.
Yeah, they didn't specify what was freshly squeezed. It could be a dish sponge.
Maybe they squeezed a child's arm.
Child juice.
Okay, that went dark really quick. All right, let's back up. All right. Welcome to Stephen King.
Yeah, this should be interesting. That's right. I'll wait for you. It's okay. I don't mind.
There's lots of floaties in these beers.
Again, we've already. I shouldn't say again because we haven't talked about it yet, but I believe we have switched roles now. Who's the nurse now? Huh?
That's because I'm too busy like talking and saying intelligent things, which are also entertaining while you're. Yep, I got nothing. Okay.
Yeah, sun's on my face again. I gotta move over. Wow, that was close.
I love my neighbors.
Yeah, my neighbors are gonna be keeping us up for a while too.
At least.
Good thing I'm off work tomorrow.
Let's talk about work ethic.
Yes.
You get tomorrow off. Is tomorrow the 4th of July?
No.
No, it is not. Why do you get tomorrow off?
Because that's the day that it's being observed for my.
But today is the 4th of July.
Okay.
Guess who doesn't get tomorrow off?
You?
That's right. I have to work tomorrow. You know why?
Why?
Because we have a better work ethic at my job. That's right. Work ethic, baby.
You don't work for the government. So.
I don't, and that just tells me that, maybe depending on the government. Okay, stop. We're gonna get too political with that one. Let's just back up.
Hey, I work for a company that works for the government, and they say you may have the Monday off for 4th of July.
They probably don't say you may. They probably say you will.
Thou shall. I think a lot of the active duty components had Friday.
Yeah, well, I think they got 4 days.
And
96 hours,
Right. I think Friday was their observance day, whereas because of my current schedule and the company I work for, they make it work. Monday was the day they gave us. So.
Right. And I got to tell you, to be honest, and obviously I'm biased because I was in the military, as were you. We played that game. I do not begrudge the military taking a 4-day weekend on the 4th of July. I mean, for one thing, it's kind of like, I realize it's not really the military's holiday. It isn't at all their holiday, but at the same time, it's like the military is kind of what made this holiday happen.
Right.
I mean, we didn't get it because we had incredibly cute kittens that we sent to England, and they're like, oh, the kittens are so cute. You be your own country. No, I didn't have it that way. It was, although, what's interesting is that, the whole, there's a lot of argument about revisionist history these days,
Okay.
And they particularly talk things like in 1962, we didn't talk about the fact that the founding fathers were white, rich slave owners, right? That wasn't a thing. Nobody talked about that then. And now we talk about it, right? And it's true, and we're just kind of like, and your point is.
If you think about it, it was probably one of those elephant in the room things. It's like, we're just going to dance around this,
Yeah, but another thing is that
Typical.
My entire life, I was kind of taught it's like, oh, the United States, we beat England back and we won. And it's like,
wasn't that
truth
freaking
is,
heroic, man.
it wasn't.
We
It
barely fucking did it, you know?
It was a lot more like
Oh, PG-13 now.
we will never have a family-based show here. Hey, parents, if you want to watch our show, watch it at the beginning when Steve still knows how to control his language.
Remember, you're allowed one F-bomb, not in the context of sex, though, which is how mine was.
Look, we are never going to train 6-year-olds in the holy and true path of brewing beer if you keep dropping F-bombs.
Sorry. It was a true accident.
My point being, it's kind of like our Afghanistan or Vietnam.
Right.
That's how the American Revolution really was. It's like England was involved in other things at the time. You know, the English Empire was huge.
Yeah.
Right? They had other interests, and there's just like this colonies thing is just draining our resources, and it is not worth it.
Let's put this to bed, yeah.
It's like, you're done. We're fine. Go do your thing. You're not making us enough money for you. The amount of money and manpower that we are expending in trying to keep you part of us is not, the ROI on this is not good.
Right.
Have your thing. But, I mean, at the same time, that's not to diminish the effort that was put in by the revolutionists.
Right.
You know,
but it wasn't so much as a have your thing. It was just like, no, you're us. That's why they sent their troops over, you know.
Right.
It's like you're not independent. You're part of England. You know what I mean?
But it's weird. And then in the Civil War, they said you're not independent. You're part of the United States.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Kind of a funny, little.
Right. So now, if Texas tried to secede, we'd be like, you're not independent. You're part of the United States. But if Georgia tries to secede from the Soviet Union, oh, you need to let them go. Isn't it weird how it's like
double standards?
If you do it, it's good, but if we do it, it's bad. If you do it, it's bad. If we do it, it's good. It's crazy. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
It's like you either support a group of people's right to secede from whatever political entity they're attached to and form their own thing, or you don't. Texas wants to be the nation of Texas? Okay. Or not okay. And then you go to Albania and say, no, you're part of the Soviet Union. I'm sorry. It's the way it is. You know, because Texas wasn't conquered, but that chunk of land was conquered. But then they sent a bunch of American citizens to live there. So I guess my argument's not 100% strong.
No, I get what you're saying, though, you know.
The point
is, it's like selective. It's like, it's okay for this to be this way, but then when someone else wants to do it, it's like, oh, no, you can't. Or vice versa, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a double standard.
You see that all over the place, you know, right? I mean, look at feminism, for example, right? It's like, and feminism and Islam in the United States, and you go with all that stuff, right? So Islam is culture. Our Islamic brothers and sisters, we need to accept them. And then we go over to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia needs to change. They can't do that. It's like,
that's their culture.
It's like we either are multicultural and accept a culture as the way it is, or we're not. You know, you can't.
Again, it's another example of selective, you know, acceptance and stuff. It's just like, well, this fits our narrative better than that. So
right, and that's a really interesting one because I'm telling you, there are millions of Islamic women who would be mortified if their daughters shunned the burqa. Mortified, you know. I mean, they really are. It's like if their daughters said, I'm not wearing that thing. I'm going to show my face. In fact, I'm going to dress like the Westerners. So I'm going to show a lot more of my body, too. What do you think of that, Mom?
They'd probably kill him.
Well, yeah, unfortunately.
I know it sounds really extreme, but it happens.
Well, in very fundamentalist countries, that whole honor killing thing is a real thing. But more importantly, here's a more interesting thing. Think about it. So let's set up a hypothetical system where you're a dad. And you have a belief system, and in your belief system, it's like your belief system, if followed, guarantees success and happiness, eternal success and happiness, right? We're talking about salvation, really, right? And you have a child, and you believe that if you don't follow this, and we're not talking about power tripping, we're talking about people that truly believe, if you don't follow this way, you will be condemned.
Right.
And you will not cease to exist, but you will exist for eternity in torment. So think about that, right? So you watch your child going on this path that is going to guarantee them in your mind that they are going to exist for eternity in torment. You don't want your child to be tormented. And it's like, you know what? I'm going to make your life miserable for the brief 80 years that you are on this planet. Because for the rest of eternity, you're going to be okay. And if you think about it from that, that's a completely, you got to do that paradigm switch.
Right, and I get it. Yeah, I get it. I'm following it.
And it's hard. And of course, then you have Christianity versus Islam versus Judaism versus Buddha versus Hindus. I mean, and the Hindu religion, no offense to any Hindu followers, but the Hindu religion is weird. So many gods. Thousands of gods. I went to
no shit.
Thousands. I went to
that's a huge pantheon, man. I mean,
yeah, I went to a temple. I mean, they have some big ones, like there's Shiva the Destroyer, who is also the creator, and Shiva has a girlfriend, wife. I'm not sure. Again, the power of the internet in my hand, and I'm just guessing. But it's not that important. The point is, Hinduism has a lot of gods. I remember going to a temple. We were in Indonesia, one of the Indonesia. I don't know if it was Malaysia or wherever. Anyways, we got off the ship onto a piece of ground that was Indonesian, that was Hindu.
Oh, okay.
And I went to a temple, right? Because I toured around and I went to a temple, and the tour guide is like, yeah, this temple tries to get as many gods as it can on its facade. And it was like 50 feet, this 50-foot triangle shape, and it was just thousands of different gods. You know, because every little idol on that roof line was a different god.
Was a deity. Okay.
And it's just like, wow, that's a lot of them. Hinduism is hard. It's hard to conceptualize, you know, especially from a Western mindset.
Right.
You know, and it's one thing because, you know, especially if you come at it from the Christian idea, which Christianity is Catholic in the term like global. It ensconces the whole world. Now, if your religion is a local religion, and it's like over on the other side of the mountain, they have a different god. They worship him. But I worship this little god who hangs out here with me, and he makes sure my crops grow. You know, this concept of this local religion that only impacts you right there, and your God doesn't control the whole world. It just controls you.
Okay.
Which is not, that's a weird paradigm. Christianity doesn't operate that way. Right. Neither does Islam, and neither does Judaism. I'm not super familiar
they're
with
monotheistic. I mean,
well, and more, but they're global. They are global. They are like the entire world. All of humanity falls under our religion, whether you're part of it or not.
Right. I'll be back.
I'll be here talking about something other than religion. Still there, Chase? Anybody? 2 hours and 13 minutes. Feel better?
I do.
Good. Good. I was on a pretty good rant there, and then you just, like, killed it.
Really?
It's okay. It's not your fault.
Sometimes you just have to do what you have to do, though.
Biology.
You only rent
Right.
beer. Sorry,
What?
folks.
You rent beer. That's true. Well, no. You just rent the liquid that's in the beer.
Your rant was fine, though. You didn't need for your rant.
No, I couldn't.
They disturbed the chi, didn't they?
You did. You killed the chi.
The chi.
Right. Anyways, the whole point is just that this whole concept of people in their religions and the belief systems and this, like, you're right and type, which is, I mean, part of this is hypocritical for me because as a Christian, I'm like, I'm right. You're wrong. You know? But the flip side is, like, if you refuse to accept what I say, I'm not going to do anything about it. You know? What are we at, by the way?
39 minutes remaining.
Oh, sweet. So 9 minutes?
9 minutes until this hop goes in.
9 minutes. Exciting. Exciting.
So keep an eye on that, Rob. All right.
But I just find it funny where people will say, you're wrong for pushing your beliefs on someone else. And then they'll push their beliefs on someone else. Right? In America, I feel like Christianity kind of gets that, at least from the atheistic and aggressive secular people that are anti-religion. They don't really talk to Islam too much because Islam is not, we're not as familiar with Islam in the United States as we are with Christianity. But they'll say, Christians, it's like, you're wrong for pushing this. You usually push this. But then they'll turn to Saudi Arabia and say, you're wrong. You need to follow my belief system. It's like, look, you either get to push your belief system or you don't. It's like you can't tell you don't push your belief system, but you can, right? It's like I'm in a protracted Facebook argument about religion with my friend Frank, and it is all about this thing. And the one thing that is like, I do not deny that there is spiritual power behind Islam. You know, it's like, yeah, I don't deny that. I don't think it's God, right? I think it's Allah, and I think those are two different entities. I think they're two different spiritual entities. I don't think they're the same person. Let's talk about something lighter now.
Yeah, that was going kind of deep.
Yeah, way deep.
Way theological.
And I've had way too many beers to go that deep.
I don't think any viewer would be interested in going that deep. You know what I
No,
mean?
not to this broadcast. And it's like, oh, look, they're brewing beer.
Wait, what?
No, nope, nope. Back up. Don't watch these folks again.
Right.
Anyways, let's talk about the Critical Drinker. He's pretty awesome. We watched a couple videos. Yeah, so he's a movie reviewer. He's Scottish. That's where we get the it'll be fine.
He's the guy that pounds the beers and then just
You know, I don't know. His
talks about stuff.
all his YouTube things.
kind of like what we do.
Yeah.
Pound beers and talk about stuff.
Well, he talks about movies. He reviews movies. He's a movie critic, is what he is.
Right.
But he's a little more of a, instead of being a highfalutin movie critic, he's like a blue collar movie critic. Let's call him that. And he calls himself the Critical Drinker. You don't see his face. I mean, it's all clips of the movies, and then he talks over the top, right?
I thought it was that one guy that you showed me a while back who was always drinking the beer. Older guy, looks like he's in the 60s.
Isn't that Cyber Beer here on Haps?
Maybe that's Cyber Beer then, yeah.
Cyber Beer is definitely 60s.
Okay, well, I was conflating Cyber Beer with Critical Drinker.
Yeah, no. Critical Drinker is a movie critic.
Okay, gotcha, man.
But
Cyber Beer. Sounds so 1994.
It does, but you've seen the guy.
Yeah.
Where's he from? Where's he? Is he from Scotland or? He's not British.
Remember?
I think he's Scottish.
Maybe Scottish.
Maybe
yeah.
Irish. Not British.
I can't remember. Yeah.
But definitely from the UK.
Right.
I like him though.
All right. Critical Drinker.
I got nothing. It'll be fine. That's where I get the it'll be fine. Because he talks about things like, oh, maybe we shouldn't go in that room in the dark when we're half naked and the monster has blazing sharp teeth and stuff. don't do that. I don't think that's a good idea. Nah,
It'll be
he'll be
fine.
fine. And they go in the room. That's his whole
so he's
thing.
making fun of the obvious stuff.
It's like whenever the people do like stupid
really
things in the movie.
cliche stuff.
Yeah,
come on.
you know, girl runs off into the woods in her underwear.
Like,
It's
okay, yeah, you're not gonna die. You know,
it's like dumb, you know. It's like maybe it's like nuclear bomb into the heart of the sun type of stuff. It's like, no, he'll be fine. Oh no, we've shut the sun off. Now what? It's like,
we shut the sun off. Oh no, we killed the sun.
this is bad. How do we restart it? I don't know. We've got the paddles. Shh, clear. But seriously, so
really big paddle.
so when he does that, no, he'll be fine. It's one of those things where everybody in the entire theater is like, don't do that.
Right?
Nobody in real life would do what you're about to do.
Let me guess. You're gonna go open the door.
Yep, you open the door. No, look, there's all the zombies. Maybe if you'd have kept the door closed, you'd lived a while. But
Let me
now
guess.
you're all zombies.
Let me guess. You're gonna say, "Who's there?"
Yes.
Like they're gonna answer you.
Well, they will.
Well, no. Just like, you know, they hear the weird noise. Somebody there. Like the killer's gonna be like, "Yeah, just me. I'm gonna kill you now."
Who's there? Psycho murderer. Oh, okay. Thanks.
Thanks, man. Nobody. Not a psycho murderer.
Just some chickens. No one in here but us chickens. So I watched a zombie movie the other night.
Oh, jeez. Did you feel dumber after that movie?
I did, but you know what? I realized, I thought about it as I'm watching this. Zombie movies.
Turn on. Sorry, I'm listening to you. My phone's being weird.
Zombie movies these days, I think, are intentionally campy.
They probably. I would not be surprised, man.
Like, I mean, I think there's something about the genre. They're like, look, don't make it too good, right? Don't make it too scary. Don't make the characters because really, when you watch these zombie movies, you don't get overly attached to the characters. They're not very deep characters. They're not developed very well.
Cliche, actually.
Yeah, they're all
like the survivors are always cliche types, you know.
Yep, they're cliches. The zombies are cliches. They might put a little twist on it, but it was the guy. Did you watch Guardians of the Galaxy?
Maybe parts of it.
Okay, more. I know one that you did watch, Blade Runner 2049.
Absolutely.
Okay, do you remember the replicant at the very beginning who was the protein farmer
Yeah.
with the slugs and stuff?
Yeah, the big guy. Yeah.
Yeah, all right, so he was in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's the dragon.
Oh, yeah. He was actually in a movie I saw recently with zombies, and interestingly enough.
Tell me about this movie.
I can't remember the name of it, though.
What does he do? Does he go in for money?
He's like...
Yeah?
Yeah, he's like an ex-military badass, you know?
And there's like zombies that ride horses.
No. They don't ride horses, but
Is there
they
a zombie
are...
tiger?
There is.
There's a zombie tiger?
There's a zombie tiger.
Okay, that's the movie I'm talking about.
Yeah, and these zombies are kind of a little bit more intelligent than a typical
And
zombie.
at one point, the one zombie's really upset.
And she's like
because-
actually pregnant, the female head
yes,
zombie. Yeah.
exactly, and they kill the
What
female
was the name of
zombie.
that movie, though? I actually liked that movie. It was fun.
Yeah, but you gotta admit, it was campy.
It was camp, yeah.
It was campy, right? And I was thinking about it as I'm watching this movie. I'm like, you know, the zombie genre has evolved into this thing where it's like it's a zombie movie, right? But they're not trying to be overly good. It's like, no,
What?
I'm not gonna eat one.
No, just smell it, man.
It smells like
It's like
hops.
I know, that's the beauty of it. All hops are smelling equally.
Every hops is sacred. Every hops is good.
All right, my movie.
Did you catch the reference?
Yes. It was
Monty Python, you looked it up.
Yeah. I was trying to, I couldn't spit it out, but I knew I caught it though. I really did.
Okay, so not so much the movie because obviously we've seen the same movie, and I can't remember the name of the movie either.
Yeah, I can't either.
It's not super important. But yeah, so like none of the characters you get overly attached to because they don't develop them too much.
No,
You know,
it was
they
kinda
don't.
there.
They don't really. I mean, yeah, they're kind of two-dimensional. But I was thinking about as I'm watching this movie, and of course you're shooting zombie heads, and then blah blah blah, and then in the end, whatever happens, and the good guy wins, the girl, you know, or most of the good guys die, and the one good guy kind of wins, but they're sad
Right.
because all the other good guys die. Yada yada yada. But it's kind of fun. It's like, that has become a thing. It's this whole thing. A good zombie movie, a perfectly made zombie movie, is actually not a good movie. Think about it. It's like intentionally. It's like you intentionally put one square wheel on the car. It's like, why? Because it's a zombie car. All zombie cars have one square wheel.
One square wheel.
One square wheel. You're doing this, huh? Do it.
Of course I'm doing it. Doing it well.
There we go. All right.
Mix it. That smells like marijuana on the dude.
Kind of weird. It does, actually.
It does smell like marijuana, man.
Tell you what,
That's weird.
You drink this beer.
That's weird.
Only briefly. Now we're back to.
I don't know. Is hops related to cannabis?
It is.
Okay.
Like straight up, it is.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Mhm.
I mean,
yep.
I read that kind of in tongue in cheek, but no shit.
I know you did, but it actually is. Hops is related to cannabis.
Because that truly smelled like marijuana for a few seconds there, man.
By the way, Bounty Hunter brother, Tim Ryder, you part of the. We got. What is this? What are the Knights Templar? It's not a cult. I don't want to be a cult. Order.
Yeah.
Order of the Tim.
Order of the Tim. Okay.
Yes. Honored member of the Order of the Tim.
Charter member.
Chartered, like founding member.
Right.
It's like there's only two members, me and you.
That's okay.
Then
We're
there's
the founders.
I think my sister Erin Ruth is a founder. She's a charter member too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we kind of made up the Tim with her.
Ah. Okay.
Anyhow, hops. So I was talking with some folks at church today, and they said they grew hops because the husband was into brewing. Apparently, he doesn't brew anymore. I don't know. Hopefully he'll repent and return to the way. But whatever. It is what it is. But they were talking. They're like, so it's a perennial. So you plant it once and it grows every year. It dies down to the ground, but then it grows back
up. Yeah, it's a vine, vine kind of trellisy thing. It's funny you say this because earlier when you were off camera for something, you went inside, probably getting beers.
Uh-huh.
I talked about to the camera. I was considering growing my own hops to do that fresh hop. It's kind of funny that you bring that up again.
So I'm thinking we've got like 150 feet of great sunshine right behind us on the other side of this hedge. Which you guys can't see, but that's okay.
Yeah, my neck is feeling it.
And we could grow a whole 100 feet of hops.
Dude, never mind blackberries, man. We got hops to grow.
Well, I'd be glad to get rid of the blackberries. I mean, the blackberries are old. I would have to stop putting my goats up there, though. I mean, obviously.
They eat our hops!
Yeah, they would eat the hops. It's like, what's wrong with your goats? They're stoned or drunk, or whatever hops do to a goat.
Probably chicken wire the hops or something. I don't know, man.
Well, just actually mow that and turn that into a yard. I kind of have this idea of making everything above that tree up to the road yard.
A little yard, okay.
And everything below, just whatever.
Pasture.
Yeah. I got one piece of fence. I only need a few more. Problem is, they cost like $250 a pop. Jeez.
That rolls $250?
Yeah, $239.
Still close enough, yeah.
Yeah.
That's brand new. Oh, you might be able to find something used.
Well, I got 3 more rolls on the way. So it's not so much finding it used. I just space out my purchases.
Oh, I got you, man.
And, so I do it just right down at the local country store, and they're all cool. They're like, sure, yeah.
Yeah. They just want to make a buck.
Yep.
They don't care.
And apparently metal products are hard now. Everything is difficult. This stupid COVID stuff. To an
metal, wood.
Well, the problem is, somebody mentioned, and quite correctly, is you don't just turn a factory on like a switch.
No, it takes, you got to tool up, you got to do all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah, I mean, even if everything is sitting there, it's still, you got to dust it off and get it moving again, lubricate it, make sure it works, and you got to get the people back in the factory.
Yeah, without your workers, man, you don't have a factory, Doesn't matter how good your machine is.
Yeah, I mean, that's why lumber prices are through the roof.
Right? I guess there's what I heard about lumber, man, is like the glue is hard.
Yeah, I was telling you that. That was me that telling you that. Exactly.
Or like
the
plywood
glue
and stuff,
It's like the raw wood is there. They got the wood and the actual factories to make the plywood, they're ready to go, but the glue, they don't got the glue. It's like,
for whatever reason,
they're missing a critical part.
Yeah. Jeez.
So that's
I'm not certain how other states are faring in the U.S. You know, where we're at, obviously, but we're like 100% open.
pretty much everybody's all the
Yeah.
way open at this point.
So, but I don't know. I know a lot of states are, but I wasn't sure if there was any states that were still kind of struggling a little bit. You know what I mean?
Well, I think.
I heard Arkansas is having some issues, but I don't know.
Well, the South is getting hit with this new not deviant,
Like deviant.
Delta, the Delta variant.
Oh, I see.
I kind of
The
mushed
change,
two words.
yeah. Delta, the change, yeah.
Right. Well, no, the Delta variant, the new mutant, the mutant virus.
Of course.
So they're getting hit with that, and they're.
Umbrella Corp stuff going on there, man.
I gotta tell you,
Joke.
no, I caught it, but
Resident Evil joke.
yeah, no, I caught it. But I don't know, man. It's just right back to that thing where you can't trust anything.
You can't.
Everything.
Breezy. Yeah, you can't trust, man. That seems it's so intentional because we're in such disarray now that we don't know who to trust. I think that was part of the agenda. I know I'm going to sound kind of tinfoil hat there, but I think by making us all confused, in a sense, you know, that's what they want because there's a modicum of control there now.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think there's some big government folks who they're not big government because they want good things for the people. They want to control the people.
Control, yeah, they want the control, man.
And it might not even be so nefarious as like some tyrannical dictator. I want to live a
No,
life.
I don't think it's like that. I think it's more
It could be just
dystopian
people. It's
kind of
like
control, you know?
we can make it right. We'll fix it, you know. And you just do what we say, and then everything will be right, you know. And of course,
They'll
everything will
protect
be
you, you know?
yeah, everything will be very wrong because humans don't exist well in that situation. You know, we don't, particularly Western civilization humans. You know, it's not just Americans, but all of Western civilization.
Sure, man.
Regardless of how dependent various European nations are on their systems, whatever their systems are, you know, like the Scandinavian nations have like they have really high taxes, and so they're very dependent on their government systems. But still, the Western human is very individual. It's like you can't just put them in a cage and say this is good for you. They don't deal with that well. You know, there are some cultures that are less so. You know, like the Asian cultures. I mean, they are much more oriented towards this societal idea.
Right.
You know, that they're like, well, this is what I do, and this is my life, and this is part of the big machine that I'm in, and that is right, and they accept that. Western humans don't.
I think individualism is a big part of Western culture, you know.
It is.
I am me. I'm an individual. I can do stuff because I'm me, you know.
I mean, and America kind of takes that to the ultimate expression of that.
Like all these, you know, solo entrepreneurs, you know what I mean? As an example, you know, it's like, I am me. I can do this by myself.
Well, and even more, this whole concept of the individual is everything.
Right.
And any time that we sacrifice any of our liberties, you name the liberty, my right to kill another human being, right? All right, so I'm not saying that that's a right, but I'm saying that even that, if you take it to the ultimate expression, this concept that I would restrict my liberties for the purpose of preventing murder, that's still considered a necessary evil. It's not considered a good thing. It's considered a necessary evil. You know, that's this American concept that anytime you sacrifice a right, then it's not a good thing. It's a necessary evil. Our entire government is a necessary evil. The fact that we have to have a government, it's like it is necessary because there are people that if we lived in anarchy, they would do bad things, and then it would be might makes right, right? So we have to have a government. You have to. I mean, that's true. But in the ultimate expression of individualism, you always view government as a necessary evil. You never view it as a good thing.
Sorry, the sun's right at my face again.
I know. I'm sorry, man.
So I gotta kind of lean forward.
You could scoot forward.
It hides my dad bod too a little bit.
That's true. By leaning forward, you look much more buff, less fat.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm leaning back and look like fat and lazy. I am ashamed.
Do not be ashamed, my friend.
But it's just an interesting thing, the whole concept, you know. And of course, we have people within America who, you know, they're like, no, government is good. And it's just like, nah, there's too many examples of where you allow the government to do something, then it's bad. You know, the one we love to point to as more conservatively minded people, we love to point to the Soviet Union. We love to point to China under Mao with the Great Starvation, that famine, where he killed so many people basically by starving them to death. I mean, we like to point to those things, but it's the thing is that certain societies and certain cultures, it's like this concept of living for the society. You subject yourself to the society. What you do is for the society.
Okay.
You know, you watch some of the romantic, and I don't mean like kissy love story romantic, but like romantic, like in romanticism. You know, swashbuckling, all that.
Right.
Comes under the term romantic. If you watch some of the romantic Chinese films, which, by the way, I've been watching some Chinese films. They're great. They are. They're so much fun. It's like, I love this film. It's like, I like this. That was a very entertaining story. I was engaged with the characters, even though it was all dubbed. I was still like, that character was alive, and it's...
I think the one Chinese film that I liked that was like that was Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, or something like that.
Dude, Crouching Tiger.
That was a great movie, actually.
It was. It's like, wow, you nailed it. I was so... It's like, Chow Yun-fat, for one thing, Chow Yun-fat is an incredible actor. I mean, I've seen him in a few things. Like, he hasn't been around recently, but he was the main guy in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, right?
I think it's what it was called. Yeah, this is a long time
I've made fun of it so many times I don't know the real title.
Yeah,
like Spotting Kitten Concealed Gecko. It's like it's mean, but you're right. It was a really good movie, and you really. So I watched it dubbed. I like original language. I would rather watch dubbed. No, I'm sorry, subtitles. Right. I would rather watch.
That's what I saw with subtitles.
Yeah, I like subtitles. I would rather watch with original language audio,
right,
and then subtitles underneath. I watched a really fantastic version, and it's not super mainstream, but it was a Mulan thing. I should dig it up. Oh, but that's so much pain and suffering because it's in Facebook. I watched it on YouTube. But the whole thing, it's on YouTube somewhere. But it was an amazing version of Mulan, and it was not nearly as happy as the Disney stuff.
The more realistic, huh?
It was much darker, and it was a great version. It was Chinese too, you know. All the actors, everybody was Chinese, and you know, everything was in Chinese, and it was subtitled. It was a fantastic movie, though. But yeah, I watched some of their kind of fantasy movies.
Right. Hey, we should probably. Sorry to interrupt, man. We're at about 15 minutes left. Should I get the hose and stuff ready?
Okay.
For the wort.
So say something entertaining to the camera while I go get that.
Something entertaining.
Say that a lot. I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt, but yeah, we just time-wise we gotta make sure we're ready for the next stages. So we need a hose so that we can hook up our wort chiller. Because the way it's configured now is it interfaces with a garden hose, which is fine. Oh, all right. So we're gonna have to roll here.
I've got the hose.
He's got the hose. So I'm thinking here soon we should probably just go ahead and call it. I think we've been broadcasting for almost 2 hours.
It's true. I think even Chase gave up on us.
Probably. It's probably like, all right, gotta go.
That's cool, man.
And then, like tomorrow, I will come back over for after work beers. If you're down for that. And then, you know, grab equipment or whatever, you know, that doesn't come back with me tonight. Since I'm kind of not going to be here for the final stages, you know. Being that it's almost 7, I should probably head back. And, you know.
Like you said, your company, quote unquote, because I know it's not super official.
No, but, you know, there's still some company there. I think they're still there. I don't know. But.
Yeah, you weren't there. They gave up. It's like, no.
I don't think
we were coming.
I don't think they were there for me. No. But just folks that were invited over, you know, people in the neighborhood. Well, like I said, you know, the one guy's my friend from work.
Where's the little one?
Sorry, we're leaving camera for a second.
We'll be right back.
As we get set up.
Enjoy the pleasing view of the boiling hot brew wort mixture.
Right?
Okay.
Let me just set up other than that.
Oh, you want to rinse that? Yeah. How many minutes we got left?
12, 18.
Yeah, so why don't we rinse this off and then just go ahead and put it in there and boil it. Okay. Sanitize it that way. That's what Trevor was saying. A lot of guys do it that way. They'll put the wort chiller in the
boil. Yeah.
They'll put it in the wort before it's done boiling, and it'll sanitize it that way.
Well, they got rinsed off before, but we can rinse it again.
And just hit it. Just get any dust. Yeah, dust.
Right. Dust.
Any dust that was on there. The advantage of doing things your way, you know, like actually cleaning your equipment right after you're done instead of 3 weeks later. I like your way. I should try it sometime.
Well, it does cut down on the work later. That's all.
All right, good.
Yeah, I think we're fine. You're all right.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Yeah, go ahead and just. You might need to turn up the heat a little bit because it's going to cool it down just by the.
Right. Oh, did I go the wrong way? No, that's right.
No, you got to push down. You went the wrong way.
Jeez. All right.
Well,
now we're cooking.
yeah, we're cooking. Yeah, go ahead, throw it in there. And then,
Exhaust.
is that the exhaust?
This is exhaust.
Of course, last time we did this, it heated everything else and softened that up, and the hose blew off.
It'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
All right. Yeah.
So glad the critical drinker exists.
We should probably wrap up real quick. Oh.
What?
Little
You
son.
wanna stop talking to our loyal audience of no one? You're crazy.
Well, bio.
All right, go ahead. Sit down. Wait, where are you going?
Bio. That's right.
No, man. We're almost done.
Okay.
Come down. Let's say goodbye. We'll get it prepped up here. All right. Since you have to click like 9 different things to end the broadcast.
Right? Crazy, yeah.
All right. Hey, for those of you watching on the replay, if you've made it this far, you are amazing. To be quite honest.
I know, right?
I probably wouldn't watch
Thanks
this
for
as a
putting up with
replay.
us.
Yeah, I would watch it live. I would not watch this as a replay. Maybe we were funny. Oh, wait. Somebody just showed up. Look at that.
Wow.
Like just now, there's a new viewer. You're too late, new viewer.
Sorry,
Too
viewer.
late. Sorry, man. Hey, we gotta sign off. So, anyway, so I'm Jamie.
Steve.
We are the Northwest Brewmeisters, two guys who like beer, and
Think you should too.
And thank you very much for shining in. We will be back in 2 weeks, and we will brew yet another beer. We don't know what it is yet, because we never really think that far ahead in the future. So until then, hey, relax.
Have a homebrew.